y'all. This episode we had Travis Peralta on. He's an entrepreneur. He talks about how he got into building food trucks. I always thought this was interesting. He creates some really nice food trucks. I've seen some pictures of them. They're pretty awesome. He also talks about how he got into chauffeuring. Talks about traveling the world with the military and what he learned and how he applies that to his own business. I really enjoyed the conversation. Travis is a great friend of mine, so it was awesome to sit down, catch up with him. And I hope you all enjoy it too. As always, shirts. Lock in your shirts. You can DM me on Instagram on either account at The Life of Brodey or at What's Up Brodey Podcast on Instagram. DM me, lock in your shirt. I can ship them to you as well. They're only $25. That's for this episode. Enjoy it. Have fun. Comment, like, subscribe, all the above. Do your thing. Share it. Whatever. Something. Thank y'all. Appreciate you. Enjoy. Yeah?
No, do I have to clap?
Yeah, let's clap together. Fuck it. Wow, Travis, what the fuck is up, dude?
How we doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Doing great. How are you?
I'm good.
Wow, we were talking about the comedy show last night. And so last night we did, we went to a charity comedy show. So my buddy Andrew is on the city council board for the library in the city of Gerald. And the library lost its funding. And so they ran a fundraiser to raise money for not only the library, but also the vets. And so he's pretty decently connected in the comedy community. And so he knows a few guys who've been on Kill Tony. So Donna Lee and Ernest, both of them had been on Kill Tony pretty recently. Are you familiar with Kill Tony?
Yes, very familiar.
Yeah, so we watch it every Monday, so we fucking love that shit. And they have been on there, and then Mikey Biggs. I don't know if he's been on Kill Tony or not, but he's one of the door guys at the Sunset Strip, which Red Band owns. Okay. And so he's one of the door guys there. And then the other guy, his name was Roderick. Roderick. What was his last name? Evans? Roderick Evans, yeah. And he's a paid regular now at... Huh? Roderick McDaniels. My bad. McDaniel. He's a paid regular now at the Mothership. Oh, so, dope. Yeah, so he gets paid just to be there, to do sets there. And he fucking murdered last night, right? So... he was pretty nervous before the set because it's like an older community, right? So it was older folks. There was a mixture of young folks, but most of them were just like us that knew Andrew or trained with Andrew because he trains with us at Half Gracie. And so he came on the podcast and he talked about it. And so we did advertisement for it. And he was thinking, man, they'll sell 30 or 40 tickets. It won't be that crazy. They ended up selling 115 tickets. And so they sold it out plus some. So American Legion allowed them to kind of squeeze in a few more people. And so they were at max capacity and they had to turn away 40 other people.
Wow.
And so they raised a good bit of money for the library and for the veterans. It's a big veteran community out there in Gerald. Okay. We pulled up to the American Legion. It's like this ballroom kind of place, right? And dude, there had to have been 15 or 20 handicap parking spots, designated handicap parking spots. And so there's, so it's an older community, vets, people of that nature. And so there's a lot of white folks too. There's a few black people and then there's a few Hispanic people. And so Roderick gets up there, or he was nervous before going up there, a big black guy. And he's you could tell he's a little nervous and he gets up there and he just starts going and he fucking murdered, dude. For 110 people in there, that place was roaring. He killed. Everybody killed, but he had a fucking set. I've been to a good bit of live comedy shows and he just killed.
How long was his set for?
45 minutes.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so he did 45.
So it wasn't...
Yeah, he didn't even know he was doing 45, but he ended up doing 45. He did 45. I think Donna Lee, I think she did 20 and some change. Maybe like right at 20. I think Ernest did like 15. And then, Mikey probably did 20, 15, and then Andrew did 10. He just started. So he's been doing stand-up for 8 months now. And he just ran his first production of his first show. So he put the whole thing together. He's running, telling people when to get on the stage, off the stage. His buddy Cosmo, they run a cabinetry business together. That's their like full-time gig. And then Andrew does comedy at nights. And so he's always hitting a bunch of open mics. I mean, he's just he's good for 8 months, right? Like he's very comfortable on stage. So I feel like he already has an advantage of people or versus other people who are just starting because he's very comfortable on stage. And I was talking to him about it and he said he just doesn't give a fuck. Just
natural.
No, yeah, it's very natural. Talk. Yeah, it's very normal for him. He just does a shit ton of like racist jokes. He's just so comfortable up there. He grew up, where is he? Damn it, dude. Where's Andrew from? You remember? Anyways, he graduated, like his graduating class was like 50 people and he was the one Mexican and there's just all white people. And so he talks about that and he just makes a bunch of jokes about it. And, it was a great fucking set.
From Texas?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Did he say it was like 2,900 people?
That was Mikey. Yeah, that was Mikey. Maybe that was Mikey's set. I don't fucking know. Anyways, last night we did a charity event. They sold the place out. Andrew's wearing my shirt on stage. My buddy Cosmo, or Andrew's business partner Cosmo, his wife was saying that she likes the podcast, so that was really cool. So it was a good night. Yeah, man, it was cool. And so we have Donna Lee coming on. I talked to Roderick about him coming on. So getting some comedians on too. So we've been having a pretty decent mixture, right? We've had like our Jiu Jitsu hobbyists, like just people I know from the gym who do other things, like yourself. And then I've had our professional competitors, Ethan, Abe, and Big Dan. And then I've had, one comedian so far, Andrew. And so going to start building that up too. And then that's how we just keep it rolling, dude. Just get as many different, just keep connecting, right? And then as many different types of people as I can get. Right, like last episode was about like regenerative farming, and she's starting a company about like passing down farmland, and then we talked about the food system and why it sucks and all things of that nature. And it's been cool. I had a person who ran for the House of Representatives here in Texas. I had him on the first time around.
How'd you get him?
I actually went to high school with him.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to high school with him. His dad was a general in the military. His dad ended up passing away, and then he ended up getting involved in the politics, and had him on, allowed him to like talk about his platform, etc. And don't necessarily agree with his politics, but I let him on and allowed people to express themselves, and that's the whole point.
Conversation.
Yeah. So that's the whole point.
Ideas, yes.
That's the whole point, man. And so I'm super excited to talk to you. I feel like I know nothing. I feel like I know nothing about you.
No, I don't know if we've talked a lot personally, just more on the jiu-jitsu side, just enjoying life when we roll, honestly. Just because you're free, it feels good. I think the last time I rolled was, it
had to have been at least a year, huh?
At least a year now.
Yeah, had to have been at least a year. Yeah, so that's how we know each other. So for those who are listening who don't know Travis, we know each other from 10th Planet. Travis wrestled in college. He's an absolute monster. His jiu-jitsu is pretty good as well. He trains at 10th Planet when he can. He stays busy. He's still building food trucks?
I've slowed down the process of building food trucks, but we actually just came back. I just came back from Houston. I have a friend that I learned how to build food trucks from, finishing the propane side of my food truck. So it wasn't an area of my expertise, so I had to pawn it off to someone to finish it for me. But slowed down right now for it. But we're hopefully picking that baby up.
How'd you get into that? That's such a interesting thing to get into. I've never met anybody who is into the building of a food truck.
Yeah.
I know people who run food trucks.
Well, I started there.
Really?
Yeah. So I started there with after I got out of the military, I bought a food truck, brand new food truck down in San Antonio. Bought it for my mom so she can run a food truck, but unfortunately had some issues with it, with codes and permitting down in Minnesota, and so I had to take it back. And then I saw the work that they did on it wasn't up to par to what I thought, and the material and stuff, so I took it back after that. So ran out of a season, and then got my money back, and basically the following year was looking for food trucks again, and I ended up finding a Airstream that I converted into food trucks. So, but at that time I had a third party just do it for me, do the kitchen and stuff and how I wanted it. So I kind of saw them build it and kind of had to actually be project manager on site to make sure that they got it done exactly the way I wanted it. So it got done exactly the way I wanted it, just because I was there. And then I realized I could probably do a better job than what they were doing. So that's kind of how I started building food trucks. And then it just kind of slowly progressed from there.
So how many have you built so far?
This will be the third food truck.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And so are you building them, like, is someone hiring you to build them, or are you building them and then selling them off afterwards, after the fact?
Yeah, so I'm just building them and then selling them.
Really? And do you have any difficulty like selling them, or is it usually pretty easy?
So the second one I built, it took me like 4 months to sell, but I wasn't huge into the marketing on it. So I just did like Facebook ads and stuff. And then it's like, kind of just left it for sale sign and just moved it around. And then it just sold. So I found, ironically, the food truck that I'm building now, I sold my food truck was just a regular box truck that I outfitted and just fabricated in the inside and turned into a really, really nice food truck. Kind of more of a luxurious one, but got rid of that one. But I sold it to a family who had 11 other food trucks.
Oh, okay.
So so you probably see like most of the food trucks or Cantina food trucks downtown at construction sites. Those are the type of food trucks that they owned. So I went on site to where they were. They had 11 of them. And so they just bought a new one, which was like $250,000. So I kind of like looked at their older ones, looked at the new ones, and they're like, you should build these ones. And I was like, oh. So, oops. So after that, obviously the wheels were turning, and I was like, okay, this is very lucrative to what I'm doing already. So I just kind of changed my mindset on how I wanted to build food trucks. So I started building those food trucks, and that's the current one right now that I'm finishing right now is exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so what are you expecting to get from that?
This one should sell for about $120,000 to $130,000.
Hell yeah! And then what is your cost going into it? Like,
cost would be going into right now is with like labor. Honestly, is probably the most, just because you had to outfit a lot of it, and a lot of it was just like learning how to build it exactly and the measurements. So it took a lot more time. So probably around 65.
Okay, so you almost double.
Yeah, so it should double.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, with like obviously with the system, learning how to do all the measurements and having them already archived or just have them printed out already, I can replicate that at a faster. So it should cost me a little bit less, but still pretty expensive.
Hell yeah. That's cool. So you got into it by trying to buy one for your mom. Was your mom like big into cooking? Is this something that she always wanted to do? Like what led to that?
Yeah, she's a pretty good cook.
Yeah.
And so I used to wrestle, and we used to have, my mom used to bring food to like potlucks and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then be big tournaments, and she'd always bring like steak fajitas, and then she'd bring like enchiladas and stuff, just random things, and people would just love it. And like they'd be up in the coach's room, and it'd be gone within like the first hour or so there. And people were always asking for more food. So at some point, my mom was just, making food for us, and then I think at some point I was like, why don't you just get a food truck? Like, see how it goes. And so she liked the idea of just like having that ability to go make money on your own. So I ended up buying her a food truck.
Hell yeah.
And then,
so you said that, it ended up not working out because of the permits and whatnot, but is that something that she does now?
Yeah, she does. So we have the Airstream that I built for her. We still have it.
Fuck me. Oh, fuck. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. So we have the Airstream in Minnesota for her that she's been using for the last 3 years, and hopefully we'll sell that one and then we'll kind of upgrade that one.
Oh, hell yeah. So, what kind of food?
Just Tex-Mex.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All the way up there in Minnesota.
All in Minnesota.
Yeah? They like it up there?
They love it.
Fuck yeah.
They love it.
That's, I mean, is there a lot of competition up there? Like, how is it in Minnesota?
Not for Mexican food.
Yeah, okay.
Not authentic Tex-Mex, like homemade stuff. Most stuff's like canned, or it's all franchise stuff. So it's good, but it's not great.
Yeah, so she's out there making great food.
She's out there making like food with love.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So
she loving it still?
It's a lot of work, dude.
Oh, I bet.
It's a lot of work.
I bet. But it has to be worth it. Like in the sense of like just being your own boss, and you decide, like, obviously you're gonna grind, but you get to decide on your terms that grind. Correct. Right? Like, you don't have to worry about, oh, I got to clock in at this exact moment. Oh, finally, I get to leave at this time. Yeah, some days might be, longer than others. But that's like the beautiful thing of doing your own thing, is that at least you're grinding towards your own success instead of somebody else's success.
Yes. And I think that's like the best thing about owning, well, not just a business, but a food truck, because you can go anywhere you want with it. And
hook it up, move it around.
Yeah. And if your food's good, people want you back.
Yeah.
So it's easy and it's very lucrative depending on where you go. But it's straight country up there, man. It's farm fields and a bunch of a lot of corporations, but little small towns, a lot of the little events. So she can kind of pick and choose where she wants to go. And then, like you said, like, you set your schedule, so you know what you're going to kind of make in a day. So you kind of just make it worth for your while.
Yeah, hell yeah. And so she's kind of going around to different events, and like she can just hook it up and then move it and go do an event. Like, she can go to, like, I know places here do like apartment complexes. Obviously, like, we have, here in Austin, we have like, those big food truck areas where there's multiple food trucks and people set up there. And so she gets to just move around and kind of go where, I guess where she's needed and kind of like where people want her. And that's fucking cool. Yeah. What part of Minnesota?
So it's called Thief River Falls, Minnesota. So it's towards the border of Canada.
Okay.
And Grand Forks, North Dakota.
Yeah. Because you wrestled up there, yeah?
Correct. Yes.
And how long were you in this? Wait. How long you been in Texas?
Texas for 5 years.
Okay. And that was after college. And
No.
so you... No?
No, I was in... so after college, I moved back home. And then I moved to Seattle. So I was in Seattle for 5.5 years.
Okay.
And then I moved.
Down here
In 2020.
Got it. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time to leave.
It's a good
You
time
left
to
at the
leave.
perfect time.
Good time to leave Chaz.
Right before they took over, like, what, 4 blocks? And yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. So, it was great.
Fuck yeah, that's good timing. So you got to experience Seattle when it was cool.
Seattle,
when it was beautiful.
Still beautiful.
Yeah.
I tell people, it's like, Seattle's great. The outer banks of Seattle, whether you go north or towards the Cascades or towards Mount Rainier, Tacoma, or the peninsula, like, you got to get out of Seattle, which is a great city, but there's so much to explore.
Yeah, she's from Puyallup.
Yeah, I'm from where?
What is it?
Puyallup.
That's what I said. Puyallup. That's what I said.
There you go.
Puyallup. We'll run it back.
It's okay.
We'll check.
Anyone who says that word messes up. I think I messed it up when I lived there. All the time.
Dude, Mighty Mouse lives there.
Really?
Yeah. What's the neighboring
I didn't know
city?
that.
He lives in Peralta.
Really?
What's the neighboring city where his gym is? Or not his gym, but the gym he trains at.
Oh gosh, not Graham. It's in the valley. Oh my god.
Wow.
It's in the valley.
Wow, dude. She's getting slower and slower every episode.
No,
Kirkland?
Sumner.
Okay.
Sumner?
Yeah. Yeah, so...
I don't know.
Yeah, so Mighty Mouse, when he did... you know who Death Sentence is? When he did that whole like
of him, yes.
Okay, so he did like a whole training footage with death sentence, brought him up there, flew him up there, and so I watched his YouTube videos on it. And yeah, he lives right there in Puyallup, and he trains. What is it? Why are you laughing at me?
Puyallup.
Oh my God!
Puyallup.
Close enough. Puyallup.
Puyallup.
Puyallup. Puyallup.
You're there.
That's what I fucking said 3 times, dude. Okay, well, I'm fucking over it. I'm over it. Fuck this place. I don't care about it. Yeah. So he lives up there, and he trains at one of the Jiu Jitsu gyms. They have an MMA team. So that's where he stays. And I think he also has a place in Arizona, or he spends time in Arizona, goes down there and trains at the Red Hawk Academy with like Tim Welch and Sugar Sean. I just actually had a buddy. His name is Justin. He drops in at house every once in a while. He trains under Jan Carlo, and he was actually just at Red Hawk. And so, have you seen that facility? Mm-mm. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So Sugar Sean O'Malley, his coach Tim Welch. I don't know if they're like co-own it or what, but Tim Welch owns Red Hawk Academy, and it's like 12,000 square feet of mat space. It is huge. And then they have a coffee shop attached to it, and then upstairs is their podcast studio. So downstairs they have well, thanks, Logan. Logan likes Red Hawk. She's a big fan. Huge fan, yeah. That's probably one of the better pictures. But so they have this huge space. They have a full-size UFC cage. It's all good, but you can see it in there. They have a full-size UFC cage, and then they have a full weight room. And like I said, their podcast studio is upstairs. And so just a fucking sick setup, dude, with a full coffee shop. I don't understand. So when I was in Thailand, all the major gyms in Thailand have a cafe attached to the gym. Every single one. And it's fucking genius. Yeah. Because you don't have to leave. So these guys that are training 2-3 times a day, the like Tiger Muay Thai, for instance, and same with Bang Tao. When I was at Tiger and Bang Tao, they both have like a full kickboxing Muay Thai room, and then they have a full jiu-jitsu and wrestling room, and then they have a full functional fitness area. Tiger has 2 of them, like a huge functional fitness room, right? Or it's like, well, it's outdoors, like warehouse style. Tiger has 2 of them. Bang Tao has 1 of them. And then both of them have a cafe attached to them. And then Tiger also has dorms attached to it. Okay. So these guys that fight professionally, they're training 2-3 times a day. They never have to leave the campus.
Makes sense.
It's fucking dope. And I don't understand why that hasn't caught on more in the U.S. Like you see something like Red Hawk where they have a coffee shop attached to it. And you think about it, I guess from like a business perspective, I think about it, obviously there has to be, you have to go through more coding and more regulations to do the food and drink and whatnot. You got to get it all approved and everything. But I think about it, like people always talk about how gyms don't make a lot of money. So why wouldn't you have a coffee shop attached to it? Something that has a very low overhead. It's very profitable. And then you just sell coffee, because there's so many times I go to the gym and I walk in and I'm like, fuck, I wish I had 1 shot of espresso right now.
You'd be good.
Be solid. That's it. And so now I'm thinking like, I think that's something that I would enjoy. Even if it's just like the coffee side of it, like owning a coffee side and partnering with somebody who has a gym and just doing the coffee side and just like, but bringing them together. I feel like it's such a good way to do it.
Just coffee and then like a cold plunge and sauna, man.
Mm-hmm. We have a cold plunge and sauna at house.
Do you?
Yeah, so we have a recovery room. So we have a cold plunge, a sauna, and the cold plunge and the sauna are like state of the art. Like each individually they're like 10 G's. Like it's the sauna gets up to 220, and the cold plunge stays at like 35.
35
the entire time. Doesn't change. It has a 6-layer filtration system, so you can jump in straight from the mats into the water and not have to worry about any skin infections. The gym, so like Half Gracie is so clean. you could eat off of almost every surface in that place. There is not even a lick of a skin infection in there. John Simus, who owns Half Gracie, he is OCD as hell.
That's great.
And he cleans the fuck out of this place. And he holds just a standard of cleaning. And so when you walk in there, dude, it's just spotless. You got to come through.
I do. And that's hard to do with, jiu-jitsu gym.
It is.
Just being around the mats.
It is.
You're going to pick up something regardless. Mm-hmm. I mean, gosh.
I've had not a single skin infection since going there. And previously, I was probably getting ringworm once a month.
More than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? Like
it's very common. Yeah. Ringworm, staph, you see that. I'm pretty sure I got something on my neck. It was the 10th Planet, but it was just people, that place comes. You have a lot of
There's so many people in there. It's so hard for them to manage that because they do a great job at cleaning and they do a great job of yelling at you if you step off the mats without your shoes. They're strict about it, right? 10th Planet's right there. Like from a cleanliness perspective, they're definitely up there. But they just have so many people. Those open mats, there's like 120 people on the mats.
It's hard.
That's really hard, right? House, it's much more manageable because it's not as big of a space. But the one thing that House does that no other gym I've ever seen do is they clean the wall mats every day. And so, people take a round off and they sit up against the mat. They clean the wall mats every single day. It's spotless. But yeah, did you have to come up here, take a Big Dan class or come up and take an Abe class, man?
That's for Abe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Abe's my other coach. So Abe, so it's Ethan Vistro, Abraham the Mountain, Big Dan, and then Patrick Guado.
Okay.
And then John Simus is like the overseeing black belt because technically Dan and Abe are purple belts, technically. And then
Abe's a purple belt?
Oh. Yeah. 10 ADCC open golds, and he's a purple belt. He's been competing in the black belt division for a while. He's only been training for 6 years. Really? 6.5 years, yeah. And before that, dude, he was a biologist studying viruses, stem cells. He was in a PhD program.
Jeez.
He's incredibly smart. I had him on the podcast and we barely talked about jiu-jitsu. I was picking his brain about science.
You got it.
It's fucking cool.
You have that, yeah.
He was just smart as hell.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised.
Yeah. One thing that he said that is like stuck with me from that episode is he said he learned how to learn when he was in the PhD program. Because he's not like defying jiu-jitsu in the sense of like being really, being good at 6 years. But that's, not a lot of people do that. And so I was asking him about it and he's just like, I learned how to learn. And so he's just picked up jiu-jitsu very quickly comparatively. Right. And, it's just interesting, that he says that. And you can tell when he breaks things down. So one of the things that I really drive with him when he's coaching is he explains every single little detail. And sometimes I need that. Like if you give me A and C, sometimes I can't figure out B until it's told to me.
Right.
I'm just retarded sometimes. Like I just like B doesn't just intuitively click for me all the time. And so what Abe does, or what Abe is really good at, is he's very good at breaking down the actual mechanics of a move. And like he understands the body to a very high degree that he'll explain not only just the why, but he can tell you how to make the body weak in a certain position. Right. And he understands that very well. And so he teaches in that fashion. And I just, it's fucking great. They're all incredible. I mean, Big Dan's, his classes are fantastic. He'll go from Danaher's and Gordon's class at noon, and then he'll come that night and teach us that class. Okay. And so that's his way of because he doesn't get to train twice a day at Kingsway like he would like to. So what he does in order to kind of make up for that is he'll take that class and then reteach it at night to just kind of like re-glue it in his head. And then also we get to learn, trickle down version from John. And so essentially in a very roundabout way, we're all kind of students of Danaher as well.
Gosh, that's amazing. Yeah, if you can break it down like that, and he's probably really good at the basics. Just from like when you said like learning how to learn, you learn how to do the basics so good, and you realize that you've been doing it wrong. Yeah,
that's what he does the best. He does the basics the best. You know, Ethan's been training for 17 years. He was a college wrestler. He's very creative. He can show you a lot of like really fun and creative moves and like very slick entries and inversions and things like that. And Abe, like to your point, very sound basics. Like he can teach very good fundamentals. And so it's very good having these different guys because they all complement each other.
Yeah, and I think that's like within a gym when you can bring that kind of perspective into your game. Because, you know, one may not clash with you the best, but like someone you break it down like Abe does, and it's like, this is how you do it. This is why. Yeah. This is how it feels. It's like, okay, that makes more sense. This is their weakest point. You know, like you're just going through all the gadgets and it's like, okay, I understand why.
Yeah.
And, and then using it is different.
It's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing. Where'd you wrestle again?
I wrestled at Southwest State, University of Minnesota.
Yeah, okay.
So just a D2 school.
Just.
Yeah, no.
Bro, you wrestled in college.
Yeah, so.
All 4 years, yeah?
I did 5.
5?
I did 5 years. Yeah, I had a redshirt year. So.
Okay. How was that?
It was great. It was great. Did JUCO first 2 years. Did really pretty dang good in JUCO. Was looking at D1 schools. Then I went to a school not too far from where I was going. So like an hour and a half where I was going. D2 school that I thought that would fit, you know, academic wise, I thought it fit perfect.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't too far from home, which was like 4 or 5 hours. But yeah, I did fairly well. I mean, wrestled with, you know, Minnesota has, Jesus, I don't know how many schools they have for wrestling, but I mean, there's tons of JUCO schools, there's tons of D3, there's tons of D2, and then you got Minnesota, then you got Iowa there, then you got South Dakota, North Dakota, Wisconsin, Nebraska. So yeah, you're wrestling with a pool of D1 wrestlers wherever you go. It does not matter. So I thought that was like, as a JUCO perspective, every match was like you're wrestling like a D1 wrestler. It didn't matter where you're coming from because there were D1 wrestlers at the JUCO level. So I mean, from high school to college, it's just, you know, the game. You know, you might get somebody who's kind of slump a little bit, but like in college, you're going to wrestle with someone that's pretty dang good every time. You're going to have some kind of what's the word I'm trying to think of? The competitiveness, you just got to bring it every time. Like you can't let off the gas.
Yeah. What impact did that have on you, being surrounded with such talent?
Oh, I mean, just like, you know, you're counted for. Like you're always responsible. You're counted for. They put you. It's a higher, I guess, pedestal in a sense, but you're just trying to be at everyone's level, and you're trying to just get to the next level. So I mean, like you could tell from like JUCO to D3, D2, D1, like there's a level there. Like there's just a mindset switch that, you know. But just having those type of folks around you allows you just to elevate your game. Kind of just look back, you do a little tape and see like, why is this D1 guy that I've wrestled petting? What do they do different than I'm doing? It could be just diet, it could be more, you know, more in the gym. It could just be watching tape more, whatever it may be, right? Better sleep, who knows? But so from that, just being around that, you kind of just pick D1 brains, like what are they doing? Like the University of Minnesota had a bunch of friends who wrestled on that team or knew of people. So I'd always pick their brains, and it's like, it comes down to anything, it's dieting, amount of sleep, and then they had like they have like their own coaches kind of maintaining them, like telling them what to do. So it's all, there's a system already in. So maybe some of the other schools have systems, but they were just kind of more
Just dialed in.
They're dialed in, you know. Like they're getting scholarships to go to school there. So they're going to be dialed in because they're trying to win a natty.
How much strength and conditioning did y'all do when you're wrestling?
Honestly, not enough.
Really?
I don't think not enough. Not compared to some of the Well, our school did. For sure, for us, we didn't. Maybe once a week, maybe.
Okay.
In the season.
Like in season? What about out of season?
Out of season, it was like 3 times a week.
Okay.
3-4 times a week. From what I remember.
Yeah. Was that one day like in season? Was that more of just kind of like a maintenance day? It was just try to keep everything together?
I think it was just, it's more of a maintenance day.
Yeah.
Just kind of get the strength in there. But you kind of have to, like, you know, looking back at it now, it'd be a little bit different. I'd probably lift 2 or 3 times a week.
So I was going to ask, you think you would have lifted more, or do you think you would have lifted more in season?
I think I would have lifted more in season. Yes.
This is one thing that I talked to Abe about because, you know jiu-jitsu guys, dude, a lot of people don't lift. Like it's not popular. And
it's a lazy man's game. It's a lazy man's game.
It is. And I'm guilty of that. I'm trying to break out of that, dude. I miss wrestling once a week. I was wrestling once a week when I was at John's, and House doesn't have, just like a wrestling only class. But I definitely miss that one day a week of wrestling because the pace difference is insane. Yes. The amount of effort being used. The amount of effort being used in wrestling compared to jiu-jitsu is just so different. Typically, right? There are guys who wrestle at that. Who do jiu-jitsu at that pace and intensity, and those are hard guys to roll with. But for the most part, people who do jiu-jitsu, they don't tend to roll like that. And I think that's making its way into jiu-jitsu. But I talked to Abe about this because I was asking him about it, because Abe lifts pretty frequently. He works with his strength and conditioning coach, who's his sponsor, is the Grappling Doc. So he has a pretty decent page on Instagram. So he has clients mainly in jiu-jitsu that he trains strength and conditioning wise, and he writes their programming and things of that nature for them. And I'm always trying to figure out why a lot of jiu-jitsu athletes aren't doing strength and conditioning as frequently, especially as wrestlers or even MMA guys. Like MMA guys do a lot of strength and conditioning. They lift a lot. They hit the air bike a lot. But in jiu-jitsu, you always hear the same thing. Like, if I want better jiu-jitsu cardio, I'll just do more jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And obviously there's some truth to that.
There is.
But you can tell the difference between the guys who are running and hitting the air bike compared to guys who are just doing the jiu-jitsu cardio method. Yeah. Right? Like a perfect example would be like an Andrew Tackett. Andrew Tackett's hitting the air bike, and you can, he's doing those more like, I call them, more like MMA oriented workouts. He's out there in Vegas training with like Cody Steele at the PI, the UFC Performance Institute. And he's doing more like strength and conditioning based workouts. He's hitting the air bike. He's fucking crushing it. And you can tell, like when he gets on the mat, the pace that he does jiu-jitsu with is more of a wrestler's pace. And it's just overwhelming to a lot of people.
Very overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Yeah. That's why you step in the ring, or if you step with a wrestler, it's faster pace. They're already calculating the next move before you make one move, right? And it's kind of like jiu-jitsu, but they're just methodically. You're so used to it. It's so ingrained in their mind that they're it's to take you down right away. Their pace is fast.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to try to tire you out fast. They're going to try to tire you out real fast. But even if you're a good jiu-jitsu guy, you just get in a good guard or slow them down to your pace, to their pace, whatever it may be. But yeah, no, because there's definitely guys that don't want to wrestle with me, which is totally fine. I'd rather slow it down too, but it's all good. I like to funk wrestle or scramble. I'm more flowy.
Yeah, I'm down to scramble, but like wrestle, nah, I'm good. I'll sit down.
No,
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll just sit right here.
Yeah. Especially when I'm like, why would I wrestle with you?
Why would you?
Like, that makes no sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, all I'm risking is potentially getting dropped on a shoulder or posting and like tweaking my elbow or fucking my wrist up. Like, no benefit really comes from me wrestling you because I'm just going to get taken down. And it's probably not going to be great. And when I could just sit down and I'm already there. Yeah. Like, hey, come on in, buddy. Come on in. Like, that's, I mean, that's the only chance. I got to play jiu-jitsu, not wrestle. I didn't.
No, you see that quite often, honestly, with the guys that wrestle or do jiu-jitsu and see wrestlers. They're just like, nope, we're going to go down. It's like, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, people are far more intimidated by wrestlers than jiu-jitsu guys, for sure. But yeah, it's just always fascinating to me. And I think eventually strength, I mean, I think it is, but I think it'll continue to make its way more into jiu-jitsu as jiu-jitsu grows as a sport. I think more people will adapt and adopt strength and conditioning because I think, just like anything, as a sport continues to evolve, better and better talent and better athletes are going to jump into the sport. Mm-hmm. And the only way to really start to separate yourself is doing the things that people don't want to do.
Just gives you the extra edge, honestly.
Yeah.
You can, like you said, you can tell the difference. Somebody who does sprint, somebody who lifts. Yeah. Just instead of just doing jiu-jitsu, that's it.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
Dude, they grab you. It was wild. You're like, it's like hello.
Strength.
Yeah, dude. They get a 2-on-1 grip and you're like, get the fuck off of me. Yeah. It's crazy. How long did you wrestle for?
16 years.
Damn, son.
16 years.
So when did you start?
8. I think it was 8. Yeah, had to been 8.
What?
7 or 8.
What drove you? What made you want to wrestle?
Well, so I watched my siblings do it for 2 years, roughly.
Okay.
So you need to ask him how many siblings he has.
Oh, okay. How many siblings do you have?
I have 10 siblings.
10?
Yes, sir.
How'd you know this?
Because she told me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I have 10 siblings.
How many brothers and how many sisters?
7.
Well, I didn't mean to assume their genders. I apologize.
It's all good.
Yeah, I apologize, man. I don't know.
Not many families that you could just say that you have 10 siblings, but 7 brothers and 3 sisters.
Damn.
So it makes 11 of us.
Roughly. Shit.
Yeah.
11.
Dude,
baby Logan is popping off over there.
It's very
Dude, she can't believe. She's like 11. She's like, oh shit. That's crazy. So, damn, what was that like growing up?
Chaos. Chaos. A lot of fights. Very rough housing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chaos. I can just say chaos because I know me and my siblings, my brothers. So I grew up with 4 brothers and then my 1 sister. So what's that? 5, 6? 6 of us? Yes. So I know. And my siblings, the brothers that I grew up were roughly around the same age, so we were always rough housing. We all wrestled. Yeah, we'd always fight. We did a lot of WWE stuff.
Yeah,
we did a lot of dumb shit. WWE was big back then, so we'd unhinge the doors, and my brothers would throw us through doors. We were just that chaos.
Bro, how did your parents feel about this?
Oh, I think that after that point, they stopped putting doors on. They're like, we're not doing this anymore.
How does that work, dude? 11 siblings. Like, how many people were in each room?
Oh, man. So we were in a trailer house. So I think we had, we had 3 or 4 rooms.
Okay.
So we doubled up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a little tight, but it was fun.
Yeah. Right? You're never bored.
No, we were never bored.
You always had friends.
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of friends. We had friends over, so we were sneaking out to go to other friends' house. But yeah, there was never a dull moment, to tell you the truth.
I believe it, dude. That's got to be crazy. Just so many. That's so many bodies in the house. How the fuck did y'all all eat and wrestling?
Yeah, I don't know. I asked my mom that too. There's a lot of food.
Seriously. That's all. I can't. Holy shit. I'm just trying to picture with that fridge and like how many deep freezers, like how many just like how?
We had one and the fridge was always full. The pantry was always full. But it was always, it's all processed crap.
Yeah.
But you're just
what can you do? There's, fucking 13 of y'all in a house.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of mouths to feed. I don't care like how much money you have. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a food bill, dog.
Yeah, it's a huge bill.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. I ask my mom that all the time. She's like, we just did. I was like, I don't even know how we do that.
Dude, right?
Because I spent
different time.
Right, different time.
Different time.
Because I spent $300 on myself just eating, monthly. And I'm like,
that's it?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
But like to have 6 kids at that time, I could imagine how much that is.
Oh, no, I mean, it'd be crazy. But I mean, the inflation level from just post-COVID compared to pre-COVID, we've been watching Fixer Upper. Mm-hmm. And dude, they're out there. Have you ever seen Fixer Upper?
I have.
So Chip and Joanna Gaines, they're up there in Waco, and we're watching it. And we're watching. It's not even that long ago. We're talking about like we're watching a season from like 2014, 2015.
Okay.
Dude, fuckers up there buying houses for like $76,000.
Good days.
2,800 square feet. Remodeling the whole thing and coming out at like $170,000.
It's like $400K
on average, dude. You're lucky if you get a $400,000 house.
Yeah.
How quick? Like, this is what people really don't understand. How quick it happens, because we're literally talking about pre-COVID and post-COVID. That's when this is really when this took place. Mm-hmm. And, people have this mindset of like, oh, well, that won't happen here. When you think of like the Soviet Union, you think of East and West Germany, you think of, Italy with its dictatorship in World War II. You think of North Korea, you think of all these places and you're like, oh, that won't happen here. Or if it did happen, we would know it's coming. I'm like, dude, we're living in it right now. New York City just elected an openly democratic socialist, aka a communist.
Yes.
Free buses, no prisons, violence is a construct, fucking $30 minimum wage.
Did you see how much money is leaving New York?
Oh, dude, it's going to be so much.
Astronomical.
Well, we were just looking at, we just saw something on Instagram, and I had to double check it. Pull this up for me, Bubba. We had to double check this shit, dude. There's businesses in New York that put a tablet at their cash register, and they hired someone from the Philippines.
They paid like $3.
Then they pay them $3, and it's on a tablet. This is what happens when you make businesses try to pay an unreasonable wage to somebody. And it's like, and then the flip side is like, oh, well, people should have a living wage. It's like, well, then fucking you go start your own business. You go do something. That is crazy, dude. And then they want to put the minimum wage up to $30 an hour. You're not going to have a single business left. No one's going to hire anyone. You can't sustain that. No one can pay someone $30 an hour running a just standard on the corner shop selling coffee, sandwiches. Because I was in Brooklyn, dude. When you go into Brooklyn, you go into these little corner stores. Coffee's still $1. Breakfast sandwiches were still like $8, and this was in 2022.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Sandwiches were still like $8 at the max, and that's me like adding meat, like adding more to it, right? And so these places are still charging like really reasonable amounts of money. You can't expect a place like that to then pay someone $30 to work there. Then you're just not going to have any fucking workers.
The next California.
It blows my mind because I don't understand how people don't understand. And my
common
fear,
sense isn't common sense.
It's
not common.
It's true. But this is my fear. Obviously what he's saying isn't going to happen. It's not going to work. Like, it can't work, right? It doesn't work. But even if it fails, they're going to make excuses. They're going to blame somebody, whether it's the Republican Party, whether it's other rich people, whoever they want to blame. They're going to blame somebody, right? And they will then be like, oh, well, it didn't work because of this, or it didn't work because of this guy. Let's run it back. Let's do it again. Let's elect somebody else, right? My fear is then slowly more and more states begin to crack. Slowly, they just begin to crack. And this is just a slow game. This is something that's been manifesting for 40 years.
Oh, yeah.
40, 50, 60 years. Like in 1984, the Russians told us this was going to happen to us. And here we are, and it's just happening exactly how it was said. It'll start in universities, and then it'll slowly spread into corporations, and it'll just turn. This is where we're at. A dude waving the Somali flag in front of the U.S. flag almost won.
That was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very upsetting.
Yeah.
For being a Minnesotan, I was like, wow, what's going on?
Dude, I looked it up. He lost by only 8,000 votes. He got 44% of the votes.
Do you realize that Minnesota is a huge refugee for Somalian, though? And
yeah.
They've been like that since I know, since like at least 2009.
Like, which that isn't like, that isn't the issue. I think what the issue, like, we have to go back to this middle ground, right? I'm all for immigration.
Oh.
But we have to go back to this middle ground of like, there has to be some expectation of assimilation. Like there has to be. Some cultures just do not line up with Western culture. But now Western culture is having to bend to third world culture. And it's like, no, y'all are coming here for a better place, not to make it what you just left.
Correct.
And there has to be some expectation of assimilation. It's not saying you have to lose your culture or not bring your food with you. We fucking bring the food, dog. Like I'm all for that shit, dude. I'm all for that. But there's certain aspects of certain culture, like, you know, take Iraq, for instance, where if you go to Iraq and you see a man with a beard holding the hand of a man with no beard, he's fucking that kid. It is still normal. Like it's socially accepted. And so you can't, like, there's certain aspects of culture that we cannot allow to seep into ours. Like a famous, this was like a month ago in Pakistan, this woman was raped. And the punishment was that the brother of that woman got to rape the sister of the person who raped his sister. And it's like, that's fucking leave that shit over there. And if there's no expectation of assimilation, if someone's coming over here with that expectation, or, you know, there is, I don't know exactly the context, but there was someone in the English Parliament who is Muslim, and she was saying that it's okay to rape non-Islamic women. And so if you have that expectation and you have that, you see that in Europe, like the overall rape numbers are staggering high, dude. And if you criticize it, dude, 12,000 people in the UK have been arrested for memes this year alone. Russia, now granted, this is what they report, but granted, in Russia, there's only been 500 cases. Talking about a very extreme difference there, right? And obviously in Russia, who knows? It could be worse. Could be, you know, it could be underreported, Obviously, we don't know the exact numbers. But if that's the number that's coming out, and your number in the UK is 12,000, that's a problem.
I feel like that's very low.
What?
12,000. Like
12,000 low?
Reported wise, there's probably way more than that.
Dude, I mean, 12,000 people getting locked up for memes on their phone or something that they said on social media.
Yeah, I think I saw something.
And there's some and there's some examples of like people like who legitimately incited violence, and obviously that isn't something that's protected under free speech, but once we go down this slippery slope of hate speech and these other things that we're trying to, I don't know, like limit, or we're trying to discourage, once you go down, it's a slippery slope, because who gets to decide that? Who decides what hate is or what hate speech is? Who decides what bad speech is? Who's making this decision? Right. And so just, I mean, it's a weird time, dude.
Yeah, life's going to get interesting towards the end of the year and going into next year. But yeah, New York's going to see a lot of people flock to the South.
But that's the potential issue, right? Like, my fear is like, again, like there has to be some level of assimilation, even when you're moving from state to state, right? Like people who moved here from California, you can't bring California's politics with you, because that's the reason why ultimately you can word it in whatever fashion you want, but ultimately you left a place because of incompetent government. Mm-hmm. It's usually why someone leaves the state, especially the mass exodus that we saw. It was largely due to their policies on COVID. And so people left, but then the issue is they come here and they vote for the same kind of people. And it's like, no, you can't do that, because there's a reason why you chose here. And even if the state's political leaning is not your political leaning, you do have to accept and understand there's a reason why you came here, and you at least have to have an open mind on how the state stays this way, how we had such a better life to live during COVID, how we didn't lose all of our small businesses like y'all did.
Right.
How we're keeping our small businesses around. There's so many small businesses. We were just talking about that before, dude. Like there is a ginormous Indian community in Leander who own a ton of small businesses. That is cool. Like you want people to be able to own small businesses, but in order to do so, you can't force them to pay an outrageous wage to their workers. You can't force them to do certain things. Some people are going to, like, the right to choose is always the better answer, right? So when we had Logan, Taylor's company chose not to pay maternity leave. My company chose to pay paternity leave, right? I don't agree with Taylor's company not paying her, but I do agree with the right to choose what to do. And then there's just going to be good people and there's going to be bad people. Good people are going to pay their employees. Mm-hmm. Bad people won't pay their employees. But then you have the choice as an individual to either work for that good person or work for the bad person. And that is just how, I think that's just how it should be. You should always have that choice, because no matter what, there's always going to be people who bend the rules or they make immoral decisions in order to make more money. That's inevitable. We can't curate society or curate laws to try to stop that, because it doesn't happen. All we do is we just give up more and more control every single time. And we're seeing that right now.
Yeah, you feel it.
Or, I mean, we do it all the way back to 9/11, the Patriot Act. Now, dude, it doesn't matter what you say, what you do. It's all there. They see every single bit of it. There is zero privacy left. I mean, yeah, you can use something like a Signal. You can use Signal, like encrypted messaging apps like WhatsApp and that. But once quantum computing comes out in a couple of years, that's not going to fucking matter anyways either. And so it's just an interesting time. It's a fascinating time. I stopped calling everyone like when I think of New York, right? And I think of these people who voted for Madami. It's very easy to just call them dumb, which there is a select amount of them that are just stupid. But I do think there is a select amount of them that are just simply naive, and they genuinely want better. And they've probably been fucked over by the system one way or another. Mm-hmm. And they genuinely want better. And this guy comes along, he's very charismatic, and he's promising the world. And you're very naive to think he's going to give you the world, right? Life hasn't smacked you in the face yet.
It will.
It will.
You'll realize.
But they're voting from a perspective of it hadn't smacked them yet. Because there was so 81% of the people that voted for Mondami were people who had lived in New York for less than 10 years. The other statistic was more people who made over $100,000 voted for him versus people who made less than $30,000. And so what that kind of tells me is that the people of New York who have lived there for a long time are trying to and begging you for people who just moved in, being like, do not do this. I'm watching my city just slowly be destroyed.
Right.
One elective after another. And then these people who are coming in are like, no, this is how we're going to fix this city. And the people who are living there are trying to beg you and be like, please do not do this. But you're not listening because, again, either you're naive or dumb. Like, it's always funny watching these videos of people being asked, so like you're all for communism? And they're like, no, not at all. And they'll be asking him about his policies and be like, do you realize this is it's communism to a T? Whether you want to call it socialism or communism, it's the same fucking shit. Whatever you want to call it, substitute whatever word that makes you feel better about it.
Yeah, I don't think people do much looking into the policies, maybe. Not as much. They got their own lives. I don't know. New York's so big, but also I feel like they're in a different world.
People don't have the time.
They don't have the time.
It's a lot.
So they could just be ignorant to what's actually happening, and could just be what she or he says, and then just go off that without like fact checking.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are ignorant to that.
Well, a lot of people have talk tracks for very complicated and nuanced subjects, like gun control, for instance, right? Like, we can sit here and have a 2-hour discussion on just gun control, like just it alone, like the pros, the cons, what should you control, what shouldn't you control. But people are getting these like 45-second excerpts of gun control in 45 seconds, and then they're making a very strong opinion on something in 45 seconds, which is a very complex conversation. Global warming is another perfect example, right? Like, you talk to a lot of people and they'll tell you like global warming is the doom and like it's the gloom and doom and it's going to destroy us all, when there's really not a lot that shows that. There's not a lot of evidence that shows anything between CO2 and global warming. I'm listening to right now two Harvard professors who one is a theoretical physicist and the other worked for the Department of Energy for the government. And I'm listening to this episode now, and they were talking about, there was a recent poll that what gives young people the most anxiety, the number one answer was climate change. And they're talking about it and they're like, we're in one of the coolest times ever in human history.
Okay.
Like from a collective standpoint, we're in one of the coolest times, right? It's when it comes to like a lot of it started with Al Gore in the early 2000s or late 90s. I think he came out with some documentary in like 2006. I think that documentary said that we were already going to be dead. Right. And so they just keep getting it wrong over and over again. And we just keep funding it. We just keep giving them all these grants. These universities get these grants. And instead of just going and saying, hey, I don't actually think this is as big of a deal as we've made it. Right. They're just going to keep fucking taking the money in. And then they're going to use it for something else.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Right? Like, why wouldn't you just keep accepting the money? It's one of the biggest grants that universities get. Why wouldn't you just keep accepting it? Why would I sit here and tell you that, actually, by the way, we don't actually need to continue all this because it's not as bad as we thought.
Right.
Right. I think recently, Taylor might be able to look this up, might be able to find it, but recently there was something about more ice was forming in a certain area. And they were talking about how it was something along with there being a greater, like more ice or like there's an area that has gotten colder I don't know, something that just kind of goes in the opposite of what we're always being told about, like Antarctica, the Arctic Circle, like how it's melting, da da da. And apparently there was this place that was doing the opposite. It wasn't, I don't know necessarily that it was in, like, I don't know that it was necessarily in Antarctica, but there was something in particular that they were talking about. And it was like, they were talking about how nobody's talking about it. Like, it didn't make the news because it's the exact opposite of the narrative.
It's actually going on.
Right. And so it's, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I don't think that,
so the NASA satellite showed Antarctica has gained ice?
May 13th, it's possible. It's possible that this could be it. I don't fully remember, so don't quote me. I don't fully remember what it was that they were talking about, but there was something, and it was, in a good sized publication that they were talking about. But I posted something on my Instagram yesterday in relation to that episode. I was like, dude, once you realize we're just constantly being manipulated for greed, you'll find peace. Because most of the things they're trying to make you mad at aren't usually what they say they are.
They really aren't.
There's like little sprinkles of truth in it, but it's not this ginormous like outrage that they are framing it as, so that way you just sit there and fucking get mad on social media over and over again.
It's like fear porn.
Yeah. Dude, they love it. They're fucking just jerking off in the back, dude.
That's why they keep people coming, or get people to keep coming back to their stuff. So,
well, they do it with bots.
Yeah, the bot.
They just hire bot farms. So they post something, and then they just hire a bot farm to go underneath and argue about it. It's so like, I think, I don't know if this is still true, but there was at one point that 9 out of the top 10 Christian Facebook sites were all bots. It was all bot pages.
That's absurd.
Just posting shit all the time. Like you can hire a bot farm. Mm-hmm. People hire bot farms to watch their videos so that they get more views and they get more likes and they get more engagement. You can just hire a bot farm and have 10,000 bots watching your YouTube video so that way you can rise up in the algorithm.
That's crazy.
I could
see that for
sure. Why not? I mean,
why not? But
I wouldn't,
if you get the views, right?
Yeah. But if you can, if you reap something from it, but it's all that is just, again, it just goes back to like, they're just profiting off of our fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The whole global warming thing is interesting. I chauffeur, so I meet a lot of interesting people. And there was this one engineer, or I don't know where he did, but he was talking about how they take CO2 and then there's a certain amount in the ground of the crust that they take the CO2 and then they put underneath a certain amount of crust to where the CO2 can't come back to surface. And then he was telling me that within the next 5 to 10 years, as far as the Earth's atmosphere should be heating up to like 1 to 2 degrees, which is crazy.
Yeah.
If you think about it, 1
to
2
lot.
degrees is a lot.
Yeah.
So that kind of worried me in that sense. But I mean, again, it could just be.
But global cooling is scarier than global warming.
I think so.
That would
be
we talked about this before. I think it's like 5 million people a year across the globe die from freezing. That's right. They were talking about back to that Joe Rogan episode. They were talking about that they can see periods of ice ages all the way back, 50 million years. Like ice ages have been periodically just throughout our history, right? Like that's the thing with all of the global warming. It's constantly changing. The weather has always been changing. I mean, they say they can see back a long time and they know that it's always been changing. But the New York Post did an article saying that we are in the coolest time period on Earth. And I don't know if that's scarier or relieving.
I don't know.
Because again, dude, if we hit an ice age, fuck, we almost were wiped out in the last one. So there was one, I think it was like 11,000 or 12,000. When was the last one? It was like a relatively long time, but not a long time.
1,700 years ago.
So they believe during this time period, this one, we were wiped out to like 4,000 mating pairs. What was the estimated mating pairs to come out of this ice age?
1,280 breeding individuals.
Dude, that's crazy. And we spend all of our time arguing about gender and whether or not fucking men should go into the women's bathroom, when we should be doing everything to make sure that another ice age doesn't happen, or that, like...
Says that typically need 5,000 to 12,000 individuals to ensure a long-term viability without strict genetic management.
Wait, what does that mean?
Like incest genetic management. So to have a viable...
Oh, so like keep going.
To keep going.
Yeah.
You need about 5,000 to 12,000 individuals if you're not wanting to worry about incest and genetic.
So we're all definitely related.
Some form.
Yeah, to some degree, because that's not a lot of mating pairs.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't know if that number, what was it? Say 1,500. I want to say it was like 4,000 or 5,000 is what I've heard. But nonetheless, a small amount of people survived the last ice age, and we talked about this in Milo's episode, where were you here for this? Oh, you were the first freeze here.
I was in Houston, actually.
How was it in Houston? Because
it was like cold. Dude,
here in Austin, man, it didn't, like, relatively it didn't get violent, but I feel like we were a week away.
Yeah. No,
we were like a week away from people, either they're going to go find a house that has power if yours doesn't. Like, how long, I talked about it in that episode too, but I knew a couple that had just had a baby, literally like a week or so before.
The worst time.
And they had to sleep in their car with the heater on. So what happens when the car runs out of gas? Where are you going to go?
Exactly.
What are you going to do? I think about that because now, little baby Logan's sitting over there. I think about that. I'm like, what would I do to keep her alive?
Break another car. Jump in with another family.
You're gonna go through extreme measures, because how many people tell you no, that you can't stay with them, right? At first, you're gonna start off civilized, because that's what we do. Because we live in civilization. We live in a society now, right? We're not. It's not the medieval days. So you'd knock on someone's door, ask them nicely, and if they said no, how many more doors do you go to until that poor unfortunate family that says no last?
Yeah, that's past it. I know you're just trying to survive. So there is no extreme from that. Honestly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you're just trying to live.
We are, and that's where I think that naiveness comes from here in the U.S. because we don't have that, dude. Yeah. Life is cush. If you make $30,000 in the U.S., you're in the top 1% of the world.
It's not a lot.
And we spend so much time bitching.
Pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Go to a different country. See how they go to the Middle East.
Go to Southeast Asia. There's people who in between Cambodia and Vietnam, there's a small block of water in between those two countries. And during I think it's the Vietnam War, there were people, Vietnamese folks, who were escaping Vietnam and going to Cambodia. And then Cambodia kicked them out, and Vietnam wouldn't take them back. And they live in this body of water. See if you can find pictures of this. They live in a body of water in between. I believe it's Cambodia and Vietnam. I believe this is the story. I had a girl I used to train Muay Thai with. She went to Cambodia by herself. And she said that there is a body of water between these two places. where they sleep in like barrels on the water. It sounds crazy, but
that sounds pretty crazy. I don't know.
But while she's looking that up, Myanmar, how do you say that country? Myanmar. Myanmar. There's a Chinese-ran like block of land in Myanmar, and so I want to know if you've ever considered this. When you get a scam text, have you ever considered that the person that's sending that text message is being tortured?
Never thought it like that. Who knows?
So,
I mean, people do things to the extreme.
Yeah. So there's a investigative journalist. Oh,
sorry, it snapped.
You're good.
So there's floating villages on the Tonga Lake, South Lake.
Yeah. This is so in between. So they're ethnic Vietnamese in camp. Yeah. Yeah, they live on the water.
Got their bamboo boats.
We have it so fucking good here, dude. We have it so fucking good.
Unfortunately, I don't think people realize that until they get out of their bubble.
Well, comfort.
We're too comforting.
Comfort is killing us. What is the saying? Hard times make hard men make easy, or soft times make soft men make hard times.
Yeah.
We're going through the soft men makes hard times right now. And then it's going to be hard men makes hard times. Hard times make hard men. And so what does that look like? So this is my fear. Like where I was saying how I think states slowly start to crack and they turn towards this Mandami style guy who's promising all these things, right? And more states begin to crack. And then we turn into a two-party country, like where Texas, we have people on the border of Texas, and we don't allow people from New Mexico to come in to Texas. Like, I think we could get to that point. Because if we're in soft men make hard times,
right.
Hard times are going to make hard men. And what the fuck's going to happen then? Violence.
Well, the violence will happen, but, I mean, do you think we'll see that in our lifetime, though?
I fucking hope not.
I don't
want to.
I don't think we'll.
But did we think that we would see this in our... Like, the thing about Mandami that is freaking me out is growing up, you would always hear like starch Republicans saying like, oh, the Democrats are communists. Mm-hmm. And you'd be like, well, I think they just kind of see the world a different way, right? And then now here we are 30 years later and you're like, holy shit, that really just happened. Like, how did we go from, if you look up clips of Hillary Clinton in 2012 and hear what she was saying, you would think that she was the vice president for Donald Trump, what she was saying that we consider so far right now.
Right.
She was saying that, immigrants that have committed crimes need to be sent back. Barack Obama ran on a similar thing. He deported like 3 million people.
Probably the most ever.
He deported so many people. He also had a drone strike. He had a civilian drone strike percentage of like 70 or 80%.
It's a pretty high ratio.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, we were just bombing the fuck out of the Middle East, and 70 or 80%. We were doing what is happening to Gaza. We were doing the same thing to Iraq and Afghanistan for a long time.
I don't think a lot of people realize that, but yeah, war is war, but once you're overseas, game changes. You kind of see a different perspective, different lens.
Did you ever get deployed?
Yeah. Got deployed 3 times.
3. What branch were you in?
I was Navy.
Navy? What'd you do?
I was a parachute rigger for a reconnaissance squadron, which was basically a patrol squadron that patrolled land and sea.
Okay.
So we were able to kind of go everywhere in the world. We were pretty much stationed everywhere around the world doing work 24/7. So
where'd you get deployed?
So Middle East, and then I was in Japan, and then I was in Greece.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I was all land-based, so it was not as bad as other people. So
Yeah.
I was very fortunate. Very fortunate to be in a squadron of 700 to 500 people, and we just kind of rotated everywhere around the world. So it's a good amount, but it was interesting. Definitely long days, but you kind of see the perspective once you live in these countries and see what they're going through, and then kind of look back and see what we're doing in the U.S. and we have it pretty good here.
Yeah. What was kind of mind blowing for you?
I think just simplicity. Japan does simplicity the best. They do food the best. They do culture. The way they run their businesses, everything's clean. There's a system in line for everything they do, and their etiquette, like it's on point. So a lot of my business stuff comes from Japan, just because it's so simple, and you kind of sometimes don't appreciate those simple things, or just having like a 5-course meal, which may not look like maybe here, maybe a lot, but over there, it's like something that may cost not that much, but they put full effort into it. And you're like, holy crap, I spent this much for it. But so just like little things like that.
And you say like a lot of your business stuff comes from over there. Was this through observation, or were you actually sitting down and like talking to, Japanese business owners?
A lot of observation, right? A lot of coffee shops, a lot of going out to eat, kind of just seeing the culture, just sitting around, just watching how they interact. And like the best thing I could say is like a weird, but a 7-Eleven, like the healthiest 7-Eleven, the cleanest I've ever seen. And then, you could just go there and grab whatever you want, but everything's healthy. Everything's clean. Like there's no speck, like the gym that you're talking about, like
spotless.
Yeah. Right. So when it came into the food industry, that's kind of what I was looking at. Like, how can I make something this great?
Yeah. You said something that's interesting, because I feel like, I say this all the time, but life is really simple.
Can be.
All of this is really simple. And so it's interesting to say, like Japan does the simple things very well, and probably prioritize those things, because life is very simple, right? We all want very similar things. We just want to be respected. We want to be seen. We want to do something with purpose. We want to be financially free. Like the majority of us, I would say almost all of us, want those base things.
Right.
And the way to get those tend to be very simple. Be respectful back.
Yep.
Treat everybody as an individual. Work hard. Have discipline. Right? Like life is really simple. We just overcomplicate it.
Yeah, there's so much noise, but I think a lot of people put too much stuff into maybe social media, but the amount of things that we need, right? We're always in this rat race. We always need more.
Yeah.
We always want more, which is great. But like more is actually worse. Less is more. So when I was there, it was like, all right, so how they did things, how things were just like, I wouldn't say like neat, but everything had its place. And I just kind of admire that. Like it's simple, but it looks great. Like, why do I have to have all this other stuff that I don't need? It's just kind of, I guess it's just fluff. So I ended up getting rid of a lot of stuff and kind of downsizing and how I lived and what I did. So that was a great experience. 8 months there. I was able to live there, kind of explore the land and the food, sushi every day.
That's fucking cool. 8 months.
8 months.
So you got to live in Japan for 8 months. What part?
So I was in Okinawa.
Okay.
Yeah, Okinawa. yeah, did a lot of what's it called scuba diving. Did a lot of ate a lot of seafood, a lot of ramen. Probably the best Indian food I've had.
Yeah. Outside of culture, what shocked you the most?
Driving on the opposite side. That was probably the one thing that shocked me because I was driving towards a bulldozer the first time I drove a car there. Yeah, that was pretty scary. And I was like, oh, I'm on the wrong side.
Damn, so they just let you drive.
Yeah. So it was cool, pretty cool because our squadron, which I do tell people that we were very fortunate for our squadron because we were like on demand. So we had to have our own vehicles.
Oh, okay.
So most squadrons don't have. They take like a bus, right? Their crew takes a bus back to the barracks or wherever they're going. We had our own vehicles, like we had our own government vehicles, so we can go in and out of the city with these government vehicles. And we just had to do like a course there to drive and stuff. So we were able to drive kind of pretty much everywhere we wanted to, and within a certain distance.
Sure.
So that was great.
That's cool.
That separate. A lot of people disliked us for that reason because we were able to just, hey, you want to go get something to eat?
Yeah. Okay. You had a little bit more freedom.
Freedom, yes. Tons of freedom.
Did you get to make it up to Tokyo?
I did.
Yeah. How was that?
It's a great experience. Great experience. Was able to. So there's a place. So Japan has a lot of like hurricanes that go through there. So we had like a hurricane evacuation. So our aircrafts had to go north, which would be south of the islands of Japan. So we were able to take a bullet train from south to the mainland or to Tokyo, which was like a 2-hour bullet train, which was awesome.
How's that experience? Like, can you like when you're on it, can you tell that you're moving that fast?
No, you can't. I think you're going like 187 to 200 miles an hour, but you don't feel it. Yeah,
that's crazy.
And you're just flying. You're just flying. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that was a great experience. Definitely.
199 miles per hour.
199.
199?
Yeah. That's fast.
It's fast. That's what we need here.
Yeah. I think in all the time of it running, I think they've only had one accident ever. And I think that goes back to what you're saying. They have a system in place, discipline. And I'm sure they check that system every single time.
Oh, yeah.
And that has led to very little issues with it. I'm pretty.
Japan's had 0 passenger fatalities or injuries from trains.
Zero.
See, we just need to take a little bit from their culture.
Yeah.
And what they're doing, with their engineers or whatever they're doing. I mean, there's so many things that you can take back from that country and bring it back here, which I always, as like an entrepreneur, I always like think of that. Like, how can I do something so simple here and bring it to America? So, but yeah, Tokyo was great. Tokyo is huge. That was probably the first time that I saw most individuals in Tokyo have 2 phones.
Really?
Because it's a tech world.
Sure.
So most people are like having 2 phones in their hands. And I'm like, what's going on? How can they function like this? But they're just so attached to digital stuff.
What's the point? Like, what? Is there a reason? Like, do they have, like,
I don't know.
Is one playing videos all the time and they're texting on the other? Like, what is?
Probably both. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that. Or they're just playing games or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's, I know in South Korea, they made it, you can double check, but they made it illegal, if I'm not mistaken, if you're under 18, there's a curfew assigned to you from the internet cafes. So in South Korea, one of the things that I was supposed to go and stay there for a month, and my job ended up saying no, and so I couldn't go. And then one of the things I was so excited to go see is these fucking gaming cafes. I've heard so much about them. Like Seoul, from my understanding, like everyone says like New York is the city that doesn't sleep, but apparently Seoul goes hard.
So the country had a shutdown law that blocked online gaming for minors between midnight and 6 a.m.
Wow.
But it was abolished in 2021. Okay.
and replaced with selective game hour system.
What is that?
A system that relies on parental or legal guardian consent to designate specific hours.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. So it was abolished until 2021, but yeah, they had such a video game addiction that they had to put a law in place saying that people under 18 couldn't play from those hours. That they have to leave those gaming cafes because they have 24/7 internet cafes. And if I'm not mistaken, the internet in South Korea now is up to like we've kind of caught up. I don't know that we've caught up, but when I was looking into this is maybe, 7 or 8 years ago, and they already had like 6 gigabyte internet. But I think they have like 20 gigabyte internet or something. I mean, they have insane internet speeds, insane. And they play in these local internet cafes so that their ping and their latency is almost zero. And they go hard. I'm a huge League of Legends nerd. I watch a lot of competitive League of Legends, a lot of esports, and usually the best teams in the world are Korean or Chinese. And most
up to 10 gigabytes.
What's up?
Up to 10 gigabytes right now.
At the cafes?
Yeah,
dude, it's fast.
What you could have at your home.
Yeah, that's fast.
What's the normal for a home?
Here,
Yeah.
25 megabytes.
Oh, jeez.
Is the norm. Yeah, look up the average internet speed in the US. I'm pretty sure it's like 25 megabytes. It's not a lot. We have gigabyte internet here. Okay. Like in this house. But the norm, like if you go to most people's house,
53
megabytes.
Yeah.
And then for people listening, it's 1,000 megabytes in a gigabyte. And so most people have like 50 megabyte internet.
Absurd.
And 10 gigabytes over there, or at least, gigabyte internet, it's very common. It's been common for a long time.
So why are we so far behind?
We're advanced in ways, but like as it being spread out and widely available, we're not as advanced. But it does kind of make sense. We're talking about Korea the size of New York. Compared to, we're huge. It's so hard for everything to be so widely spread out.
Correct.
Right? We have so much land in the US. Like it's very difficult. But I think there's probably a good bit that comes down to overregulations and bureaucracies. I would imagine most of it does.
I could see that.
Right? Like most like state construction sites are just fucking money laundering gigs. Like when 35 has been worked on for the last 30 years, they're just fucking laundering money through it. There's almost no way you're not.
That 35 will always be under construction.
And you see what they're about to do to 183? They're about to extend that toll road all the way the fuck down.
All the way to where? It's in San Antonio?
183 from here to the airport.
Oh.
So only like up here is a toll.
Okay.
And then it stops at Lakeline. And then after that, it's free. But they're building the signs, and you can tell that they're about to put it up.
It's coming through.
And it's just going to be the whole thing as a toll road. And it's owned by a Chinese company.
Yeah, I don't think most people know that most of the tolls are, they're investors. They're outside investors.
How do we allow that to happen? It's so it's so crazy. Like,
it's crazy to think like that too. But that's also like when the real estate market took off because people were overbidding. But a lot of these places were, like BlackRock.
Yep.
But a lot of were foreign investors.
Yeah.
Right. They were just increasing the market. And because I was looking at real estate in like Kentucky or
Jesus
Cincinnati. And the realtor was like, don't come here, man. Like, we have all these international people buying real estate here. Like, they're bidding, 25% of above. Like, don't waste your time.
Dude, there was the craziest story I heard during the market boom here was I have a realtor friend. Her name's Erin, and she was telling me that there was a house that someone not only paid $200,000 extra for, but they also gave the second person, the second bidder, like 100 or 200K in cash to drop out of the race. Like, they just people were just throwing mad money there in that time. I flipped a house in Leander. I built it. When it was built, it was where I bought it for, $300,000 and I sold it for $405,000.
That's a good profit.
I mean, it was just like, it was a crazy time, dude. And I got in late. Had I gotten in, I don't know, maybe 6 months earlier, I would have made double, triple.
Yeah.
Like, it was a crazy time. It was a crazy time. And now looking back at it, it's just like, fuck, dude, it's not good. It wasn't good. It's not a good thing.
It's not good. Well, it's not good for those people who bought real estate because now they're kind of seeing
a decrease in their value.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, and money was kind of cheap then, right? It was like 2%, hopefully, if they bought their house. But whether it's 2 to 5%, and we're seeing that draw back a little bit. But money was cheap in 2020. Very cheap.
Very.
People bought a lot of money.
Dude, they were just, the fucking Federal Reserve was just
dishing out money, man. Like, take my money.
Just printing. And they haven't stopped since.
No.
They've just been printing. I saw something, I don't know if it was real or not, but I saw something that they printed like $53 trillion just this week or some shit. I don't know if that was real. It could have been just some bullshit, but I saw something crazy that they're just that they're still printing at an insane rate.
How?
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you allowed to do this? You're just fucking it all up.
Yeah. The debt, and I don't even know what the debt is now. I don't know if you've looked into the debt.
I think it's still climbing.
It's still climbing.
Probably. The interest on it alone has to be fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And how does that even fucking work? Like, who's the debt go to? Like, who's keeping tabs? How does this work?
How do you track all of that money? Seriously.
So it says that the Bureau of Engraving and Printing produces 38 million notes a day with a face value of approximately $541 million.
Maybe that was the number I saw. Maybe it wasn't trillion, but yeah, a week.
No, that's
a day? Oh, so then that, no, fuck yeah, that is
$1 million a day.
So that's $1 trillion every 2 days. Yeah, so like, yeah, that's crazy. They're just fucking printing. And when people are like, why can't we afford anything? Well, that's fucking why. Our money's just not worth shit no more.
It's not worth much, yeah.
We're just getting dicked around. And that's my fear. We're getting dicked around.
The reasoning behind it allegedly is that it's supposed to replace notes already in circulation.
Yeah, they've been saying, there's always an excuse. There's always an excuse. And so, like, when you bring up these things, like, people always have, like, programmed talking points to, like, respond. Like, oh, well, it's just to replace the money. When it's like, that's probably how it started. You know, like when they first started printing it, I'm sure that's how it started. But that's not what the fuck's going on anymore.
No. Well, because they're actually, now they're tracking it. They're going back to see where this money's been going to. And some of these places are just faulty places that were non-existent.
NGOs.
Yeah.
Non-profits.
Near $38 trillion.
Yeah.
It's not bad, right?
Yeah. No big deal. I don't even know why we even like think about it anymore. Like that's never going to get paid back.
No, probably not. Because I don't even know what you said our interest is ridiculous. Our interest is probably like $2-3 trillion a year.
Yeah, I've heard the interest alone is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, with the tariffs, that's actually which is going out from what I've heard is that, I mean, they've made from my understanding, it's like over almost $300 billion.
But they keep saying that, but where the fuck the money go? Where is it? I haven't seen none of that money.
Yeah, I don't know. But that should increase with once they go through with the China.
Honestly, I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore, dude.
I think it's just when it's done, it's done. Like we're gonna actually see it on paper.
So the interest rate currently for U.S. debt is 3.4%, which is a slight increase from the 3.3% prior year.
Yeah, we're way over my pay grade. I don't know what any of that fucking means. I just know it's not good.
That's how much interest we're paying.
Yeah, so I mean,
it doesn't sound like a lot, but on
$38 trillion, 3% of that is, you know, a good bit. It's more than $1 trillion a year. And so how do you undo that? You know,
Whatever they're doing now, I feel like they're cleaning up things. Is it going to be 100% clean?
3% of 38 trillion is 1.14 trillion.
Yeah. So 1.1.
It's a good vacation.
Yeah. So every year it's just adding $1.1 trillion to that. So how do you pay that off? And you know, I don't know anymore. Honestly, I was super excited. And I feel like we got played. The ice raids, the videos are awful. And I feel like when you talk about it, it's like what we wanted was the criminals who came over in the last 4 years. We wanted them gone. But what we're seeing is they're taking low-hanging fruit. Mm-hmm. And so they're deporting farm workers, construction workers, people who have been here for 20 years. Yeah, they don't have any papers, but they've been here for 20 years. If they hadn't committed a crime, fucking leave them alone.
Yeah, I think they're trying to do something like that, to keep people like that who've done good to the country, to keep them in here.
You would hope so, but that's just not the video. I mean, again, you know, there's so much fucking shit. Who knows what's real, who's not? But I
hope so.
But there's been some awful videos.
There has been.
Awful videos.
It's escalating really quickly.
It's escalating quickly, and it's like, that's not what we asked for. There was a little bit of that we asked for, but we didn't ask for fucking just like straight ripping people up and, you know, picking them up off the side of the street. Like, that wasn't it. Like, we're talking about, you know, the Venezuelan gangs that took over the Colorado apartment complex, the San Antonio apartment complex. That's who we're talking about. We're not, you know, fucking Jose cutting my grass. Leave Jose alone. Right? Like, it's interesting in this. And then you got the Israel thing, you know, being in the pocket of Israel. Will that ever change? Because it just seems it's an administration after administration after administration after administration. Those motherfuckers must have the craziest blackmail log of all time. It has to be nuts.
They definitely have something.
It has to be nuts. Do you know if you work for the state, there's 30 states in the U.S. If you work for the state, it is illegal to criticize the Israeli government. You can criticize the U.S. government, but it is illegal. You will be fired if you criticize the Israeli government in 30 states.
Since when? Or how long has that been implemented?
I don't know how long that's been implemented.
I mean, that's just in writing, just like that.
I'm fairly certain.
You know how to Google that.
In what states? I don't know. Just start. You know, you're the Googler.
But I mean, like, this goes kind of back into like some of the social stuff that they're taking away from you.
It's boycotting Israel.
Boycott.
It's not illegal to criticize Israel in every state, but many states have enacted laws that penalize boycotting Israel. 31 states have some form of anti-BDS, boycott, divestment, and sanctions legislation on the books.
Look up holding a state job and criticizing Israel. But none, you know, there's things like that written into laws in our government. Why? We should be able to criticize whoever the fuck we want. That's the whole point of free speech. Right. And there's been just so many attacks on free speech, and people are way too comfortable with that.
Yeah, I think we do get
It's just bringing it to boy
I don't remember.
I'm sure it's the same states.
I'm sure it is, yeah.
What's like what's the state that pops out to you right away?
I'm pretty sure there's a few. It's not. I think, is Texas one of them? I know there's some other southern states that are, like Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Texas is one of them, yeah? Yeah. So if you work for the state, don't talk about...
Anything in purple.
There's 37 now, as of November 2023. Yeah, because I remember looking into this before that time frame, so it's crazy that it's more now. That's a wild thing.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. It's a wild thing. People don't understand how...
In Nevada were pending on when this map was put out.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So things like this just get thrown in there. But when was this implemented?
Dude, they just squeeze shit in. Like, when was the first one?
Yeah, like...
when was the first...
It looks like
2020.
No, it had to have been before that, because I had heard about this years ago. But you might be able to find the first one. But
like this slowly.
Oh yeah, everything is a slow burn.
And then you kind of just read up on it, like in the fine lines. Like, oh, I didn't realize that was there.
That's when that naiveness comes from, right? You're voting for Mandami because he's saying that he's going to freeze rent today. Okay, what does that do to properties in 10 years? But you're not thinking into the future. You're thinking of now, instant gratification. What was it?
The first comprehensive U.S. law to prevent its citizens from participating in boycotts against Israel was in 1979.
1979. And so it just slowly...
Who was in office then?
That was
It was a response to the Arab League's boycott of Israel.
Who was in office then?
That wasn't Reagan.
Was that Reagan?
I'm good at knowing our presidents.
Right here was 71.
Jimmy Carter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, is Jimmy Carter the one that everybody really makes fun of as the worst president of all time? Was that Jimmy Carter? There's somebody in that time frame that people are just really just trash on. I don't know which one it is, but I don't know if it was Jimmy, but if it wasn't, I apologize, Jimmy. No, they were just all at his funeral, wasn't it? Huh?
People say that the worst one is James Buchanan.
Hey, he was like in the 1800s. Yeah, that's what I know. 1800s, bro. You can't be the worst no more.
Donald Trump is apparently on the list.
Yeah.
That's for the 2000s.
Yeah.
Of course, for the 2000s.
Well, dude, the Patriot Act, we talked about this last episode. There's been pivotal moments just in my lifetime. The Patriot Act, we gave up so much privacy and so much rights. The Smith-Mundt Act in Obama's administration that allowed media to propagandize U.S. citizens.
Oh, geez.
And then, was there another one I brought up? I don't know, but those are two that I can think of just right off the top of my head in our lifetime that we just allowed them to just squeeze on in there. And allegedly, what I had heard about the Smith-Mundt Act, the excuse that they used was that Cuba digests a lot of U.S. media. And so he had redacted that act in order to, or the excuse was to then feed Cuba poor information. And then obviously in turn, it gets hijacked and then used on us. And then here we are in 2025, where you can't trust any news outlet to tell the truth.
Yeah. The news outlet, 2020, 2021, I just stopped watching. Because like you said, you couldn't believe what most said or what it was about or if it was actually even real. And I kind of saw this firsthand overseas too, so I'd always see stuff from a different perspective to where it's like, That's not how that goes. But
Yeah.
If you don't know what you don't know, then you could be naive to it. Like, this is what they're telling us. This is what you follow this. You're in a system that you're trained.
Because you want to believe them.
You want to.
You want to believe your government. You want to believe that your government has your best interests.
I think that's why there's so much fight back now. It's just because there's so much disbelief in everything that we do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, everybody's questioning. You question everything. It's like, no, I told you what to do. Like, you got to do this. No. Why?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Well, I mean, dude, like, think of just how many things that we've seen that have just been just not true. Like, I mean, just COVID, for instance, right? Like, they knew it was from that fucking lab.
Yeah.
They knew. There's no way they didn't.
They knew who owned it.
Fauci was funding, like, we were funding that lab. And they're going to sit here and be like, oh, well, it came from a bat, even though there's a coronavirus lab in that city.
Who owned the actual lab?
I don't know. Who owned the lab? The Wuhan coronavirus lab.
I think this might strike you. Like, you'll be like...
Do you know who it is?
Yeah.
I do know that Obama did try to stop that gain of function research in like 2015 or 2016. He did try to stop it, but it didn't stop. Yeah. So they're just sitting there just fucking with things they don't understand.
Are you saying that it's owned by Pfizer because Google AI is saying it was not?
No, it wasn't owned by Pfizer.
Okay, I don't know if this is just...
Look up and see if it's Bill Gates.
It is not owned. Look how they just make sure to put that in there. I don't trust that Google AI anyways.
Well, now you can't even trust it, right?
Dude, Google AI was pumping out multiracial German soldiers.
False. It's owned by the Chinese government, specifically as the Chinese Academy of Sciences.
Well, we 100% were pumping money.
Yeah, I was going to say,
we were pumping money through it.
That?
Yeah, we were pumping money through it regardless. Whoever owned it, doesn't own it, does own it. We were pumping money through it, dude. We were pumping money through it. Dr. Fauci had a hand in that. I mean, it's not good.
No,
it's not good, dude. And we just allow them to get away with it. We forget that their job is to serve us.
I think people forgot after a while, like when life got
they give up.
Normal. Yeah, they got. But who's going to be accountable for that still, right?
Oh yeah. Well, he was pardoned. He was pardoned on the last day of the Biden administration by an auto pin. Yeah. And then I don't know if apparently a weeks ago, I think it was like a month ago, they said that anyone who was pardoned by that auto pin is no longer pardoned. But nothing's come from that.
It hasn't been
nothing.
It's not. It hasn't been in media. It's not like a high story that they should go back.
Tulsi Gabbard found out that. Well, we know Hillary Clinton started the Steele dossier lie, and she ran with that shit for a long time. The Obama administration, someone in there started the Russian collusion, and nothing happens.
Not to that.
No one cares.
Not to the left side.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even the right, dude. I mean, there's people who... Nancy Pelosi is like the scapegoat when it comes to inside trading. But if you pull up insider trading, it's just both sides, just back and forth, dude. They're all just fucking. Both sides, yeah. They're just all just fucking ciphering money through
it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like, how did you get there? Like, who taught you?
Dude, it was just Apple writing the headline. It was something like commending Nancy Pelosi for her 40 years of service.
That was Apple, you said?
Yeah. Oh. It was like on Apple News. I don't know if they didn't write it, but they sent the notification. They put their name on it. They sent the notification to my phone with the headline thanking Nancy Pelosi for her 40 years of service. Service? Oh. Serving who? Herself.
Yeah, her pockets.
Dude, she's gonna leave that motherfucker worth $260 million. She worked until she was like 85. She's like, what, 80, 84, 85 now? Who does that? 85. Who wants to do that?
What's she gonna do with all that money?
Well, I've heard, like, the way that I've heard it explained is that she just, she wasn't allowed to leave power. Someone wants you there. Mm-hmm. You're bought and paid for and put there, and you're going to be kept there, and you're not leaving that position. You're going to continue to do what I say and what I want. And, it's Mandami, he ran on the No More Billionaires. And then who his biggest funder was? Alex Soros. George Soros' son. Yeah. The day after he wins the election, they post a photo of them two together. Wow. Yeah, celebrating the victory.
Yeah, I think people are in a rude awakening to see what New York is about to become.
It's going to be interesting.
Policies are...
But we're talking about, dude, like, New York is such an awesome place to visit.
I've never been.
No,
never been.
Dude, it's awesome. To go visit, it's fucking dope. It's a great city. The food is incredible. I kind of prefer the attitude of East Coasters more than most places anyways.
Yeah.
I like the bluntness.
Yeah, I respect it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah.
I respect it to an extent.
Yeah. There's not a lot of fluff in their words.
There's not a lot of fluff.
And you know how they feel.
Yeah.
For better or worse. And I can respect that.
Just go.
I can respect that. I just want to know what you feel. How you feel. Oh, you don't like me? Cool. Why? All right, cool. All right. Oh, you do like me? Cool. I just fucking like, everyone's just, you don't have to, like, they're not playing games.
No, I think that's the best way to go. Some people would rather you lie to their face. They're just...
People love them yes mens.
Yeah.
They love it. They just eat that shit up.
Yeah.
They're like, please tell me everything I want to hear. Don't ever criticize me, ever.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, no, I've met a lot of East Coast people, and I definitely respect them. Some obviously can come out rude if you're from the South or the Midwest. Sometimes they can, but that's just their demeanor. They're not rude about it. It's just
how they are.
Yeah.
That's the you can probably share this sentiment, but that's what I realized while traveling. I realized that if so, like Italy, for instance, when I was in Italy, you first get off the plane and they walk a lot. Like we went to Rome and they walk a lot of, a lot of people are walking. And when you're walking, people just kind of bump into you. They're kind of just in your space and they don't really like acknowledge it and they just kind of walk. And it's very easy to just be like, oh, these fuckers are rude. But then you start to realize it's every single one. Like there's a lot of the people are acting in the same manner. Okay. And then you just start to realize, oh, like this is just how it is here. And then you're just like, oh, okay, cool, whatever.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, and you kind of just get over it. It's kind of what you're saying with East Coast. Like if you just met one East Coaster, but you weren't like on the East Coast and you just met one and you live in Texas, you'd probably be like, oh, fucking, East Coasters are dicks. Because that's what I heard growing up a lot. Like, oh, people on the East Coast are assholes.
Likewise.
But then you go to the East Coast and you hang out with a lot of them and you realize, oh, okay, this is just how it is up here. Mm-hmm. It's just much more straightforward. Like, it's just how it is. And then you become more, you're like, oh, okay.
Kind of integrate into your personality to where, it's just easier to be more frank with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just makes conversations easier. You don't need to lie to them. Just be straight up with them.
Yeah.
So, but I met a lot of East Coast people. It did come off rude, and we're like, "What the hell's wrong with this person?"
yeah. What did I do to you? Yeah.
Jesus. But I do respect it now. After a while, it's like, okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Because I guess for me, I wasn't as frank with people. I'd just be like, "Oh, okay."
I feel that.
I agree with you, but I don't agree with you.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like, fuck no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't agree with you.
Yeah. Well, I think that's good. I think you should. Like, if someone says something that you don't necessarily agree with, I don't think there's any... I never expect someone to just be like, oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah. If you don't agree, I actually want to hear that. I want to hear why. And And then I'll make the decision whether or not it's, okay, this is based on bullshit or this is based on, okay, that's silly. Or I'd be like, oh, no shit. That's an interesting perspective.
It's just an opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, may I hear you?
People are married to him.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Fucking married to him, and they hold on to him like for dear life.
It's just like, I just said my opinion. If this is how you really feel and it's true, then I'm sorry. There's something, then I must have said something true.
Well, we've gotten to the point where people have their own truths. Yeah. And it's a weird thing because it's like, okay, if I give you a fact is a fact. It doesn't matter how you feel about the fact or what you think or what you perceive. A fact is a fact, and this is the fact. Correct. We can have a discussion on whether or not it should be that way, but we can't sit here and be like, no, I don't believe that. No, you don't believe in it, but that is how it is. Yeah. Right? We find ourselves like, just people living, I say it all the time, like people are NPCs, like living outside of the real, like reality.
Reality, yeah.
Just not in reality.
They're just not aware.
No.
And they're ignorant and they want to believe the opposite. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you see it all the time. I'm sure you see it all the time. I've seen it a lot to where I'm just shake my head and just go about my day. Not going to ruin my day.
Yeah. How do you, you're not a big social media guy.
No.
How do you, like, has that always been the case?
Yeah, I would say yes. I'm not a huge social media guy. I just kind of stay away from it. I think it's just, life's just easier. You know, everybody's got lives, right? You look at Instagram for instance, see the glam that everybody's living. I'm like, is that the real life? I hope it is. It's not always the case, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm pretty private. So whatever I do, I want to keep private. Not posting. I'm not showboating. It's just, I'm just living in my own world because everybody, I mean, this world is too small. So I'd rather just live in peace, do my thing. I don't need to be on social media. It's nice just to catch up with people. But other than that, you will probably not see me on social that much. But I should probably be on there just for business-wise.
Yeah, that's the hard part, right? It's very hard. Like if I didn't want to be on socials, it'd be very hard because then I can't post clips of this, But I do a very good job of posting and ghosting. I do a very good job of posting and fucking, like, I'll interact with my friends, but in terms of like scrolling and shit, I want nothing to do with it. The only memes I see are the memes that people send me.
Gotcha.
Right, like if someone sends me a reel, cool, I'll watch it and play along. But in terms of like my own scrolling, fuck no. I have never doom scrolled on Instagram a day in my life, and I just refuse. I'll scroll through my timeline and see what my friends are up to,
right, and
like watch my friends' stories and support them and like their stories and stuff. But in terms of like watching random people's reels, nah. If it's not sent to me,
no. I just usually do. It's got to be something with like your health or comedians, what's going on, Kill Tony reels. What else? And entrepreneur wise, like whatever's in my feed. That's really all I do. I'm the guy who probably just sends you random funny shit, and I just keep sending the stuff. If I just, because sometimes you get on an algorithm and it just keeps sending you funny shit.
Yeah.
So I'll be that guy.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Well, that's the fun part. There's positives to social media, right? To your point, like you get to interact, you get to hear from other entrepreneurs, other jiu-jitsu athletes, other wrestlers, other fitness experts, people who think a little outside the box, who do something a little bit more unorthodox, or maybe they have a different perspective on something. And that's the positive of it, right? We are connected in that way. And then the negative aspect of it is not everybody should have an opinion. I mean, not everybody should vocalize their opinion. Everyone can have one, but not everyone should vocalize it, right? It's just like
some things you just keep to yourself.
Yeah. But I've grown into my own lane in the sense I just like posting funny shit. I've been making funny reels of my jiu-jitsu, and I think that's what I enjoy doing.
great, man. The humor in it. Yeah. I mean, people want to laugh. So if they have a little bit sense of just laughter, I mean, it can make somebody's day. But yeah, I've seen some of your reels where whether you're like, I don't know if you performed a while ago. Did you do?
So I competed last weekend.
Yeah. So coming up from that, you had like little clips. I posted.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, they're boing. Taylor came up with this idea. So it's to We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
And every time I'm getting dropped, they clap. And so, like this shit's funny. Like, I mean, dude, he hits a beautiful Russian Thai.
You can't be mad at that.
No, you can't be mad at that. He set it up so well, dude. And I mean, and so, yeah, you're talking about that one.
Yeah.
The one on the top left, baby. Right here, I'm pointing at the camera. That's your other left. Thank you. I'm like, I have him in a guillotine, and I wish Abe would have brought his mic, because he was making gargling sounds, and he was like acting like I was choking him. And then this last part was improv. We did not plan that. I did not actually plan throwing his body, but he did such a good job of faking like he was asleep. Yeah. And so I just chunked him and then just got up, and I was just having like, this is the kind of content I want to create. I just want to,
you can see the wall mats being cleaned in the back.
I know.
As it's being sprayed down.
I know. Yeah, and so and then this one at the top right here with Jack, the one that you were going to click on.
When he just steps
yeah, dude. So we're doing this round, and he just boop, and he's on my back, and I just remember just after this, I was just like, dude, I can't believe I just let him do, like, what was I doing? And then, just making funny reels like this. That's the kind of stuff that I'm enjoying. Lizard. It's just a compilation of just Ethan just tapping me over and over again. It's just Lizard.
Dude, you can definitely make films off people just tapping you. There's a couple of guys at 10 Planet that do that to me, and I'm just like, every time I'm humbled, I'm like, God dang it.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the reality of jiu-jitsu. That's what makes it, half the fun is training with people who are that much better than you.
Yeah.
And trying to chase that down always. And then they're always getting better. That's the biggest thing about, and I mean, 10th Planet 2 with like Curtis is competing, and a lot of Coach Joe's competing again. Like a lot of the coaches there are still competing, and so you're rolling with them, and they're also getting better.
Correct. Yeah.
And so you're trying to close that gap, but they're trying to spread the gap every time. And so it's this constant.
This push-pull.
Yeah, constant push-pull. And that's, aspirated at House with Dan and Abe and Ethan, where they're still active professional competitors, which is this is what they do for a living. And you roll with them. I've never rolled with Dan. But Abe and Ethan, you roll with them and you're just like, oh, fuck, dude, y'all are still getting better. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to still get better and close that gap, but they're still getting better. And so again, like you said, it's just this never-ending ladder.
Yeah, it's so funny because I just came back and then this week, and then I just realized, like, wow, I'm behind. These guys are getting better.
Yeah.
Day by day.
Yeah.
And then you could definitely tell when people are what I call flow, like they're in flow zone.
Yeah. Just having a day.
They're having a day.
Just a day, bro.
Like every position they're in, they're winning.
They're just making the right decisions. Yeah.
And it's so beautiful to see. It's just the art. I see that so much, and when people are on, they're on. I'm like, I'm not trying to be in their way because I'm about to get tapped.
If you were to live outside of the States, where would you go?
Outside the States?
Yeah.
I love Greece.
Yeah.
As far as like, I would say Greece or Japan, but I would probably say Greece. Europe would be great.
What was it about Greece?
Because I lived in Crete. So
okay.
Outskirts. The views, the food. It was fairly cheap to go down. towards the water and just grab some food, dessert, a drink. I don't think we paid less than like $12 to $15 for
Their economy has gotten.
It was amazing.
Their economy's gotten fucked.
Amazing. But that's what the military was paying. So I don't know. It'd probably be a little different now. No, I think that there. But as far as like food and culture goes, probably Japan.
Yeah.
Japan's probably one of the best
countries
I've ever been.
I loved Italy. Florence, Italy in particular. Yeah. Have you been?
I've been to Sicily.
Okay.
I know most stuff in like those countries, like everything doesn't start till later.
Yeah.
They're kind of late.
Yeah. Dinner's usually like 8.
Yeah. It's a little different.
Man, it's just it was a beautiful place, Florence. I loved walking everywhere. But obviously that's just us staying in the city because we're tourists, and so we're staying in an Airbnb downtown. So of course we're walking everywhere and we don't have cars and whatnot. So it's a little bit of like a false reality. But walking around Florence is not a very big town, and so you could walk around the entire city pretty quickly. And there's so many shops. The food is amazing. That's the biggest thing. One of the biggest, like, if I was to leave the States, it would be because the food here is just trash. It just continues to get worse.
Yeah, once you go overseas, you kind of like you get a taste of what good food is, and you come back to the States, it just it's not up to par.
No,
you're like there's something wrong with it. It's not the same.
Mm-mm.
It's definitely never the same.
Nope.
So ramen, that's like the one thing I can't find here is ramen.
Oh yeah,
it's hard to replicate that.
Yeah, Austin has pretty decent ramen. When I was in New York, you could find something close, dude. Okay. I went on a ramen tour in New York where I was like, I looked up, I used to watch pretty heavily Simply Dumplings, his YouTube channel. And he's a food reviewer. And I would watch his YouTube channel a lot. And I watched his best ramen places in New York. And I picked 3 of them. And I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm going from one place to another. And that's what I did that day. Huh?
Did you mean strictly?
What did I say? Simply? Yeah, Strictly Dumplings. Strictly Dumplings. His YouTube channel is great. I haven't watched it in a while, but it's something I used to watch a lot of. I picture myself at some point probably doing a food channel. One thing that I always get giddy about is Volkanovski. Alexander Volkanovski, the 145-pound 2-time UFC champion, has a cooking channel. And he has talked about how people have come up to him and who say, oh my God, you're the cooking guy. They have no idea.
He's a UFC.
They have no idea that he fights at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. His cooking channel is fucking dope. He went to this place in Miami not too long ago where they cooked over open flame. And what they would do is they would hang the meat over the open flame, and they would put a pot under the meat, and just all the fat dripping off the meat, they would collect it in the pot, and then that's how they cook their steaks in that restaurant. Yeah,
that's interesting.
They cook it straight from the tallow, straight from it. The Hunt and Cook was actually a pretty cool episode where he shot a deer, and
I'm gonna have to go watch that now.
Dude, he has a great cooking channel. It's fucking awesome. And I Volkanovski just seems like a dope dude. Just seems like a fun dude to hang out with. He shot a deer, and instead of having steaks, ground beef, anything, he turned the entire deer into sausage. 300 pounds into sausage. And I just, we've been getting from JT Cattles. I'm actually going to have them on the podcast. So I guess that's the other thing that I was I'm kind of venturing into, people from the farmer's market, like people who have stands. Yeah. So there's 3 of them who said that they would come on. And so working on like organizing that. Obviously we do the podcast on Saturdays at the market on Saturdays. So we're trying to figure all that out and figure out how we can set that up for them and accommodate for that schedule. But, having, local food people on the podcast so they can talk about, how can you get their food? Like, how can you support them? Because the more, we talked about this last episode too. if you're frustrated with the food system, well, then fucking find a way to not be a part of it.
Right.
If you're frustrated with your health insurance, take fucking better care of yourself so you don't have to go to the doctor as regularly.
Less expensive.
Right? Like if you're, frustrated with the healthcare system, fucking don't participate. Take care of yourself. Work out, sleep, eat right, drink your water, etc. Right? And so if we could just go back to focusing on our communities. People get so wrapped up in the federal government and voting in the presidential race, whereas fucking that almost very rarely has a direct impact on you. You should be voting in your local elections, things that actually impact you. Like I voted, what was it, this Tuesday? Yeah, this Tuesday. And there was like three legislation on there to raise property taxes. I was like, fuck that. No. Right? Like that is something that's going to directly impact you. Yep. That's what you should be focused on. And the more we can focus on our community, the less stress that you're going to have from this worrying about the fucking world and trying to be empathetic towards the entire world or sympathetic to the entire world. For one, it's just not possible. You can't actually, it's just not how that works. Right? Like, there's not much we can do for the people of Gaza. I'm not destroying that place. Right. It's awful, but I'm not doing that. It's very hard for me to, there's not much you can do about that situation. But what I can do is here I can focus on, again, buying from people local in the community, right? Try to use less corporations. Like if you're upset about fucking major corporations and them not paying nobody or whatever the case, whatever you're upset about, then fucking buy locally. Yeah. Wait 2 weeks for shipping. You know what I mean? Like you have that in your control. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where choice is always the answer. We should always have choice.
Yeah, I think the instant thing is people just want instant.
It's nice.
It's very nice.
It's nice. Yeah.
Amazon's
the one that I struggle with the most. I mean, shit, dude. Like all of this.
That makes two people that I know now.
Yeah, everything in here, bro. All ordered on Thursday. Got here yesterday.
That's sick.
Right, like the room divider behind us, the 2 more tripods, the surge protector that I hid the cords with, all of that, the foam panels that we weren't able to use, but the foam panels, everything, that all came yesterday and was ordered the night before.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? And then it's like stuff like that it's fucking great for that reason.
Yes.
But at the same time, on the flip side, they're about to cut 600,000 jobs.
Yeah.
600,000.
AI is about to take over.
That's so many.
It's a lot of jobs.
How do you, we've talked about you building food trucks. One thing that we haven't dabbled into is chauffeuring. Like what got you into that? Like how did you end up in this?
Well, that's just life, business where I needed money. And so when I was almost finishing my truck, I ended up, I ran out of money to finish my truck. I under budget. Under budget, overspent. Yeah. Right? Just on labor.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize how much stuff, it added up real fast. So I went through
I believe it, dude.
$70,000 within 6 months.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Yeah.
So I had to sell some of my equipment, sold my truck, and I ended up buying a luxury US SUV. And I just started Ubering, and then I started picking up clients, and then clients turned into chauffeuring. So I just started chauffeuring from there. So I have my set clients, which is amazing, which is kind of the reason why I've gone away from building food trucks. That's my creative side. I like to be hands-on, be creative in that sense. So I'm slowly, building that clientele, but I'm gonna go back into building food trucks while still having my clients. So it's gonna kind of be probably do a little bit of both. So I'll have my chauffeuring, fund my food truck stuff, or from whatever I make from my food truck, I'll just continue to fund more food truck stuff. So I mean, it's been great because I've been doing it for almost 4 years now.
Okay.
Food truck stuff for 4 years, and I'll be going on a year for chauffeuring. So it's changed my life, I guess, in a sense. It's probably the most money I've made.
Really?
Ever. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So it's been great. It's been a blessing. And I met a lot of great people. I have my normal clients. So I'm trying to kind of build that now, the chauffeuring type side of things, whether it's like as far as a company goes, and then going through like in contracts with like F1 and then South by, and then just connecting referrals and stuff. Because there's so much going on here. There's a lot of business coming through. Everyone needs private transportation. There's so much business going on in this city. Austin has so much money. A lot of internet. So there's so much international business going as well.
Yep.
So I think people who live in Austin kind of see that.
Yeah.
If you don't, then no big deal. But there's a lot of business going on.
It's growing into quite the hub.
And I think I just saw that IBM is going to the domain now.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's like 40 million something that they're putting IBM over there. So IBM is going to the domain. So more tech.
Yeah.
A lot more money coming to the city. So, but yeah, for me, that's kind of it right now with business-wise until I do something else.
That's crazy. So it just kind of just happened.
Yeah, like the food truck stuff, it happened.
Yeah.
Right. So,
so would you be looking to the point where like it's your own company and then you start hiring more drivers and like, but they all work under you? Right. Have you thought about doing that with the food truck too, where like you build this food truck and then maybe you lease it out to somebody and you take a profit of the food truck or you know, whatever y'all agree on? But
I've looked at that as well, right? You could lease it out, you could sell it. I mean, leasing it out, you would probably make more money
in the long run, yeah.
Right, but if I sell it, then I can make 2 of the same trucks.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of variables that go into it. So, I mean, it could definitely set me up in the right place to kind of fund other things, whether it's real estate, which I've been trying to get into a long time. Or just paying off debt, you know. Business brings debt in, it's life.
Yeah.
But you got to pivot when things get tough. So that's kind of what I did. And I chauffeured, and it's kind of been a blessing. It's kind of flexible. My schedule, get to train at noon every day when I can. But yeah, it's been great.
So you mostly drive in the night?
I drive throughout the day.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, it could be 4 a.m. to like, I don't know. The latest I've driven was like 6 a.m. Earliest I've been up as 2 a.m.
Yeah. Like, do you know that beforehand that you're going to do that so you can start to get ready for a ship?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah. I'll have set clients throughout the day, and then I'll just go from there. So it's been, yeah, like I said, it's been very convenient and flexible. So I could work, 3 or 4 hours in the morning, go work out, maybe take the afternoon off a little bit, and then get myself together and go back out again.
So do you already have this under an LLC, or are you looking to fund it?
It's going to go under an LLC. I got to put it under an LLC to get myself more secured.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
They have to sue the LLC and not you. Yeah.
They'll take everything that I have.
Yeah. That way you just bankrupt the LLC.
Yes.
That's a lot of people said that, like, oh, if Trump was so good as a businessman, how come he went bankrupt 6 times? He didn't go bankrupt. A LLC, a business of his, he bankrupted. Like that. It's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
It just it's just like what we were saying, like naiveness and just like people just repeat things. And it's like, well, if you understood, like that's a pretty common thing, right? And just like I don't think a lot of people really understand what you can do from a tax perspective. People get mad at business owners and rich folks not paying, quote unquote, not paying taxes, and it's like they're just doing it in a different way, whether it's through donations, whether it's through tax write-offs. Their money is going back into the usually, hopefully it's going back into the community in some way instead of going into the government's hands. And I feel like that should be more encouraged. Like that is what we should want.
Yeah, we should want.
We should not want this monster government. When did this ever become a good idea?
Well, that's why the tax codes to write-offs are like, I don't know how many pages there are, but there's way more than how to get taxed.
Yeah. Yeah, the famous saying, I don't know if it's ever true, but the famous saying is like there's 100 pages in the tax book and 96 of them teaches you what to write off and only 4 of them teach you what to pay.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, that's the whole goal. I think that's why it was set up in that fashion. One thing that we've been talking about, and now that Taylor's here, we can pull it up. She wasn't here in the last episode when we talked about this, but George Washington's farewell. Just like the cliff notes of George Washington. Have you ever looked at this?
I've not.
Dude, it is to a T verbatim what we're going through. They were so aware of this back in the 1700s. It's probably because they had just left it. And so they were just so aware of it. So when they wrote the Constitution and they put things in place, the checks and balances in place, it was to prevent exactly what is happening. What's up?
So be patient.
Let's see. Open that up. There was we had pulled this up before, and it was like a 1, 2, 3, 4.
You have that on your phone with ChatGPT.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah.
That's fair. But yeah, so essentially it was like he was essentially saying we should avoid. Scroll up for me. We should avoid political division. We shouldn't allow that to happen. But can you throw this into? Can you throw it into ChatGPT for me so you can pull up just like the 10 points? But yeah, so like he outlined exactly or warned us exactly not to do what we're doing.
Here we are.
300 years ago.
Predicted the future.
Yeah,
That's freaking crazy.
It is, watch.
I think they just sat around the table and just like analyze every possibility that could go wrong in the next.
Well, I think they were just so much more aware because they had just left it. Again, we have entered such a stage of comfort where we don't feel like it's possible. We don't feel like what happened to Russia, North Korea, China, what's happening to the UK. We don't feel like that could happen to us because we're so like out of we're so out of tune from it. But these guys, they had just left tyranny and just fought a war over it. Huh. Out. Look at her. Cute as hell, dude. So is it Washington urged Americans to view themselves as one united people, warning that sectionalism, divisions between North, South, East, and West politics could destroy the country. Beware of political parties. He warned that political factions and parties could divide the nation, weaken government, and allow for corruption and manipulation by self-interested leaders. Respect the Constitution and the rule of law. Number 3, respect the Constitution and rule of law. Washington emphasized obedience to the Constitution and the laws of the land as a safeguard of liberty. Number 4, religion and morality are pillars of society. He argued that religion and morality are vital supports for good government and public happiness, warning that they should never be undermined. Promote education. You're good. Number 5, promote education. He encouraged the spread of knowledge among the people, believing that an informed citizenry was crucial to preserve freedom. Avoid excessive debt. Washington warned against accumulating national debt and urged that debts should be paid off during times of peace. Number 7, practice honesty in public finances. He advised the government to manage finances responsibly to avoid burdening future generations. Number 8, be cautious in foreign affairs. He urged the U.S. to avoid permanent alliances with foreign nations, recommending instead temporary alliances for extraordinary emergencies. This is fucking crazy. Like, number 9, avoid foreign influence and entanglements. Washington warned that foreign powers might try to influence American politics, and the neutrality was the safest path for the young nation. And the last one, number 10, cherish liberty and the republic. He reminds citizens that freedom depends on their virtue, vigilance, and commitment to preserving the constitutional system.
That's
spot on. Every single point. All 10 of them. We could think of a situation right now that we're doing the exact opposite.
right. And it's slowly progress into
to where we're all now.
Yeah.
Where everything is just, it's corrupted. It's taken over for self-interest. It's all about money. It is divide, 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 fear, 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 drive up the national debt, print, 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 print. And it's a breeding ground for socialism, because once the middle class goes away, you have only poor people and you have rich people, and then socialism is the only option.
correct. And
Everyone just turns to something government subsidized. Subsidized.
reliance on the government.
Yeah, we're seeing it right now with Snap.
Snap.
You know, it's like there should be an incentive to get off of Snap.
There should be.
There should be a time frame, and there should be an incentive to get off. There 100% should be guardrails and safety nets to catch people who fall. But there should be some kind of incentive and some kind of goal or plan to get you off of that. You should not be able to just stay on it for forever.
Yeah, there should definitely be a timeline, and most people are abusing the system. It's always been abused, but we're seeing it more now.
Oh yeah, you saw it during COVID. I know so many people who just signed up for it because you just could.
Yeah.
And it used to be where they gave you food. Now it's gotten to the point where you just have the debit card and you go buy whatever you want. And we were having this discussion the other day. It's like, how are you 100 pounds overweight on food stamps?
Correct. You should be losing weight, right?
If you're starving.
You should have you should have the ability to buy more quality foods and lose weight. But that's not the truth.
Yeah, and it's, again, there should be, I was listening to someone talk about it. I think her name is Becky Wise. She's a pretty prominent figure on Instagram with a couple million followers or whatever. She was talking about how when she was on Wick, she was like, she felt ashamed to be on it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that should be the feeling. You should, because that shame is going to drive you to work harder to get off of it and to do what's necessary in order to provide a better life for yourself. But again, if we just put you on and it's comfortable, you're getting $700, $800, $900 for food every month.
It's not frowned upon. So, people aren't embarrassed about it.
No, because the victim mentality is embraced and it's encouraged. Whereas, I'm not saying people should shame you. You should feel like, no, this is not how I want to live. I don't want to rely on. The irony of a No Kings protest and then turning around and asking the king for food is crazy. How can you go from no kings to king, please give me food? What? How did we? Hold on.
There's no
What's
sense.
the mental gymnastics here? How do you frame this to yourself? How do you? For one, how did you even show up to this No Kings protest in the first place? How did you even find? What was the mental gymnastics to get you there?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's always an interesting question, whether they're just there. They might just be tagged on, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of them were probably paid for just to go there. But yeah, to go back to the king and then ask for food it's kind of crazy.
But the irony, it's just It's ironic.
Very.
It is. But, Travis, let's wrap it up, brother. It's been a hell of a time.
Hell of a time. Great.
I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you inviting me on.
I miss you.
Miss you too, brother.
I miss you, man. You got to come up the house, bro.
I do.
Especially if you train at noon. Because we train at noon.
When you guys train at noon?
12:30.
12:30.
Yeah. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay.
So if there's ever a noon class that you can make it up. What's up?
Fridays are 8.
Yeah, Fridays are Abe's, and then Mondays and Wednesdays are Ethan's.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I train at 11, but yeah, we go 11 to, so I'd say Wednesdays or Thursdays would be best.
If there's ever a time, make it up there. Yeah, there's no drop-in fee. Just come hang out.
I'll come hang out.
Yeah.
We're all around. This is no gi, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you still do gi?
So I haven't in a couple of months because I've realized that when my fingers hurt, I'm irritated. Like I'm just irritable, dude. Like when my fingers are fucking like my hands from the gi grips, I'm like fucking annoyed. And so I took like I've probably taken like 3 or 4 months off from gi. But then I took Taylor to gi class the other day, and she was rolling around in the gi, and I was like, fuck, dude, I kind of miss the gi. So I'm sure I'll go back and train in the gi because it is fun, dude. It is, dude. Choking people with their lapel is there's nothing like that in no gi. Like there's nothing as satisfying as a bow and arrow choke. Dude, when you get somebody, you just fucking...
That's silly.
It's very satisfying.
It's very satisfying.
Sucks
to get into it though.
Got anything to plug? Anything you want to plug? Anything?
No, not much.
No social media.
No, he does. He has. I mean, he has it. He's just not on it.
No, the goal is to obviously do more marketing with my what's it called, chauffeur and stuff. Try and take that off, and then sell this food truck, and then kind of see where that goes.
Well, do it, dude. Just create pages for them individually,
right?
And don't post anything else other than that. Just post, and then fucking just delete the app, and then just come back just to post. That's it.
Okay.
Do that. When you create the page, let us know.
I'll let you know.
We'll post it, shout it out, the whole 9 yards. And yeah, dude, fucking post it and ghost.
Oh yeah.
But market it. Turn it into something. Hire some people.
I hear you.
Fucking do it.
All right, bro.
You're crushing it.
Same as you, man.
Nah, hardly. Oh my God. Trying. So we'll see how this all goes. We got 3 cameras going. Edit this and have some fun with it. And we'll see how this turned out. And
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it.
It's going to come
here for a minute.
You're going to be in the most official podcast of mine.
I appreciate it.
This is like the biggest change that we've done.
Thank you, Amazon.
Boom. Thank you, Amazon. Boom. We'll see you later. Deuces.